Hello, hello. Beep. Oh, where'd it go? Hello? Where'd the game go? There we go. Oh, this game might be loud. Hold on, I'm turning that down. I got it turned down for me. Audio. Turn it all down. Mainly the music. The music loud. Ew, this sounds like boss battle music. What the hell? But hello, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good time zone. It's almost New Year's. Well, technically it is New Year's-ish. Well, it's technically New Year's for me. It's 12 a.m. For the beginning of New Year's. But hi! I wanted to play a game that I've been meaning to play for a while. Excuse me, by the way. Let me move myself. Or actually, maybe it's fine there. I don't want to cover anything, so that's why I'm making myself very small. In the corner. Somewhere around there. Hopefully I'm not too small. But yeah, it's called I Was a Teenage Colonist. I played this on my YouTube channel before, but I was playing with my friend Blissy, but they haven't been really available to play, so I've been wanting to play it again on my own. Since they gave me the go-ahead to do that. And yeah, this is a pretty cool game. It is, a visual novel. But there's some other aspects too that are like gaming aspects and stuff. So it's pretty interesting. Um, Also, this is one of those games where you have to play multiple times. So that's fun. This will definitely take a while to play. So that's why. We are in it for the long haul. I've already restarted the game. There's no... Oh, they shouldn't have been any loads. Clear past memories. Okay, okay. Or clear all user data. There you go. Because I want to start from scratch. So, new game. Wake up. Warning. This game deals with mature subjects and may not be suitable for all players. We see our content warnings in the system menu for detailed themes and events. Ooh. Content warnings. There's character death, children in peril / dying, unfortunately. There's animal cruelty, bodily harm, grossness, implied sexual content, drugs and alcohol. Maybe I should... Is that already? Because sometimes it does it for me, but let's see. Content labels. Let's do sexual themes. Violent or graphic depictions. And what else? Yeah, I think that's all I could do in the content labels, but I'm just gonna do this. Let's see. Uh, this game may not be suitable for audiences. Please be cautious. I hope I spelled all that right. There you go. I'm gonna pin that message. But yes, for everyone watching, just be careful. There seems to be a lot of stuff going on. Oops, I missed a text. Your head is pounding. You must have hit it and blacked out, but you aren't sure how you got here or what on Vetrumna? Vertrumna? Or what on Vertruma is happening. There's something important you need to remember. Your stomach lurches as the floor crumbles beneath your feet and then collapses. Your body aches and your eyes burn from the smoke. A figure appears through the flames. It's your friend. Your friend? Wait, why can't you remember her name? She's gesturing and shouting at you, but all you hear is ringing in your ears. Yeah, the art in this game is really pretty, guys. I hope you guys can hear everything. It looks like you might be able to. Maybe I'll turn up a little bit. Just a little bit more. But I hope it's not too loud. Your body aches and your eyes burn from the smoke. Oh wait, yeah. Climb out. You try to stand up, but one of your legs folds uselessly under you. It won't hold your weight. Your friend pulls you out of the rubble. She throws your arm over her shoulder and half drags you towards the door. Through it, you see a deep, eerie twilight, dark blue and cold against the heat of the fire around you. Glow season. Oh! Glowing eyes, you shake your head to clear vision. Is that some kind of dog, like from Earth? The creature howls and lunges, its jaw opens. Bad doggy! Turn it down a little more. I remember last stream the audio was really loud, so I'm trying to be careful. Ah, blah, blah, blah. How's a teenager still calling this? Yeah. Blissy's boyfriend gifted me this game a while ago. I've been wanting to play it all. You're born on the Stratospheric, Earth's first colony ship, halfway through the 20-year voyage to a wormhole at the edge of the Sol system. Your parents run the hydroponic gardens, which make the fresh air and the vegetables for the ship. Like the other colonists, they bravely choose to make this one-way journey to the uncharted planet Vitruma 5. I think that's 5. I don't know. In the hope that they could escape Earth's troubles. They had you the old-fashioned way, merging their genes like they merged their cultures and traditions. They name you, what's our name? Something else? What is something else? Oh! I could put my name. Sage. You're bright-eyed child with an active imagination, sometimes too active. I'm a child. Maybe I should use my kiddo PNG instead. I use it for Undertale, but I think it'd be cute to use it for this gameplay. Human Sage. I go by... Where's the he, they option? Is there a he, they, he, him? Customize. Oh, this is a lot of customizing. I'm too lazy to do all this. But just do he, him. We want a feminine appearance, cause I like being a pretty looking feminine person. I'm gonna turn on the game on my end, so that means I might have to turn it up for you guys, but it's just loud. Oops. Okay. Excuse me. Here, I'll just turn it up a little bit. You're a bright-eyed child with an active imagination, sometimes too active, your mom says. Already did that. You have vivid dreams of things you never experienced. They're under your feet. Skies overhead, endless jungles, and strange animals. You wonder if this is what Vertrumna will be like. Every child on the Stratospheric is given one genetic enhancement. By age 6, you see the first signs of yours. Extra fingers, eagle eyes, absorbent brain, super strength, calm temperament, nothing at all. Do I want to be strong Or do I want some cool eyes? Because those are the ones I'm contemplating. Eyes or straight. Or smart. Big brain. I don't know. Southern Absorbent Brain and Big Bodies are super strength. I kind of like one of these two. Brain will be smart. Professor Hall says kids learn fast because their brains are like sponges, but when people get older, they can't absorb as much new stuff. Not for you, you're always learning, and your curiosity knows no end. Ooh. The other kids have trouble keeping up with you, but one tries. Mars. This. Cal. And anemone. Anemone. Energetic and loyal anemone. Gentle and tough Cal. Bold and confident Mars. Quiet and adventurous D's. I think. Studious and mature Tangent. Or sweet and shy Tammy. I like Cal. He looks like a sweet guy. Let's do Cal. Cal is a sweetheart, always ready to lend a hand or play a game. He and Tammy are just as inseparable, so it's almost like you have two best friends instead of one. Cal teaches you how to take care of all classroom plants. Your parents are very proud of you both. Yeah! Let's be friends. We got Cal strength. I'll be like the brains and he can be the bronze, you know what I mean? You're 10 years old when the ship finally reaches the wormhole. Professor Hall says it's like a doorway to other star systems, with the planet Ventruma the Fifth on the other side. Let me make sure that's the right number. Hold on. I might be wrong. Roman numeral. It's 1B. Oh, 4. Whoops. I was close. Okay, Ventruma the Fourth on the other side. You run emergency drills for months to prepare. When the day finally comes, it starts with a rumble, and then things start to slide off the tables. You hurry to gather near the escape pods, just in case. Ugh. We are very sad right now. Getting stressed. The emergency area is crowded with families. It's going to be fine, Sage. Your dad soothes. We'll be through the wormhole and down the planet before you know it, just like we practiced. Your mom gives him a sharp, worried look. Red emergency lights switch on as the siren begins to sound. Somewhere in a distant ship. You try to breathe slowly like you were taught, but you are very scared. You look out a porthole. The stars are gone. When you're frightened, you... organize. Find a distraction? Sage! Chubbs! Hello, Chubbs! Oh my god, the hand's huge. I forgot to resize it. Hi! How are you? I'm doing good. I'm playing a cool visual novel game. But this one is very like visually. There's a lot of visuals, and there's even some games in here, like some puzzle games. So I'm looking forward to it. I haven't played through it all, but it's a big game, and it's one of those games where the more you play, the more secrets are revealed. So it's very cool. And I'm my child PNG. Usually I use this PNG for Undertale, but since we're a kiddo in the game right now, I thought it'd fit. This is my human kiddo PNG. I need to get back to playing Undertale though. I haven't played in a while. I just, like, sometimes I get lazy to do the thumbnails. But yeah, how are you doing, Chubbs? Hope you're doing well. I'm glad to be finally streaming. I miss streaming. Even though I was only down there for a week. Because I went to visit Luna. For context for the people who are watching. I still missed all of my electronics, man. I wanted to stream, and now I can. Good. Hell yeah. I'm glad to hear that you're doing good, Chubbs. Up to anything right now? What is this for? Empathy. Okay. Empathy. Get in touch with your emotions. You bawl like a baby. It feels good. You aren't the only one. Nearby, your classmate Tammy has tears streaming down her teeth. Teeth? I meant to say cheeks. Nope, just chillin'. Oh, okay, okay. Hope you're having a good chill time. Sounds nice, sounds nice. But yeah. I'm looking forward to when we plan Peak. I know it's gonna be a bit chaotic because, there's a D&D campaign happening soon. Excuse me. So that's gonna be a little bit of chaos, but hopefully we can get around it. Yes, very soon, very soon. Peak or other games. I know there was Repo. I don't know what other ones there are that we could play. I forgot. Wrangle Blur. Let me see. What multiplayer games do I have? Yeah, there's the Peak and the Repo, and what other games do I have? We could totally do like Pico Park. I haven't played Pico in a while. Someone, my friend, Secret Ninja recently gifted me content warning, so that's gonna be silly. I never played it before. There's also I also have Castle Crashers. Um, let's see. What else? I don't have a many multiplayer games. Hey, Chubbs, have you played Monster Prom before? I'm gonna force you to get into it if you haven't. Cause me and Nep play that game a lot. Ooh, I haven't. Time to introduce you. Recently, I've been like dragging a lot of friends who don't know it to play it because I love that game. Maybe we can play. I don't know which version we should play though, because there's four games. There's Monster Prom, there's Monster Camp, there's Monster Road Trip, and then there's Monster Con, where it's like a anime con. Maybe you would like that one. That's the most recent one. And you can play all of them without really much spoilers, so. Yeah, you can play them all. It's kind of like a board game sort of situation, where you try to woo the monster that you like. It can be a little bit tricky, but it's also very fun and silly. Lots of humor. Maybe we can ask Nep if we can play that one, because for what I know, he's the only one who has that one. Sounds epic, yes. I'll try to talk to Nep about it. That'd be really fun. Definitely looking forward to future collabs. Yes. I also learned that one of my other streamer friends I made, quite a while ago, their name is Mia, also is gonna be getting their computer soon, so that'd be fun to play with them as well. I'd like you to meet Mia. Mia's always looking for some more streamer friends as well, and they're very sweet. Yes, yes, yes. I think it'd be fun to play with them. Yeah! Mia is a very sweet person, and they also draw too. Love having a lot of artist friends. They make some really cute stickers on Discord. Okay, what was I? Mars is trying to quietly console her. She sighs as your crying makes Tammy wail even louder. Your dad puts his arms around you as you let it out. You wait. The shaking builds. Then everything starts to get very weird. The hallway stretches and stretches, and you're stretching too. Your arms impossibly long. Your head feels like it's slowly filling up like a balloon and contracting down to the size of an atom at the same time. Is this a wormhole? You hear the distant ominous squeal of metal giving away as the ship shudders and lurches in slow motion. The weirdest part is the sense of deja vu. You're sure this has happened to you before, and you know somehow that everything is going to be okay. The shuddering reaches a crescendo. You hear an impossibly loud crunch and feel weightless for a few seconds before gravity slams you back against the wall headfirst. You black out. As you slip unconscious, you feel yourself twist out of time. It's today, yesterday, and tomorrow all at once. And more than just one tomorrow, it's lots of them. Different tomorrows. You find yourself in a place that you know from your dreams. Tilled fields, dramatic ridges, and a stranger, but also not a stranger, grinning as she grabs your hand. Hurry up, she says. I'm not going to let you miss this. Distantly, you can feel the ship shaking. The ship's shaking has stopped, and you hear your parents' worried voices. Feeling safe, you slip further into the warm embrace of the stars. You drift. Gradually, your consciousness reforms. You wake in a medbay. The medbay under you plays a soft tone. An automated voice speaks. 2 weeks have elapsed. The patient's cranial injury has completely healed. They may now be safely discharged. As the fog lifts from your head, you realize something seems different about this room. It's so bright. You try to focus on the window. Something is definitely different. Ground? Instead of the familiar blackness of space, bright light from twin blue and yellow suns is streaming through the windows. You peer out to see fields, grass, walled domes, and walls rigid by giant mushroom-like trees. There are construction minerals everywhere, and people are walking around outside on the ground. To give context, our little character has been traveling through space ever since they were born. Same as most of the kids that we know who are on the ship. And we recently made it to the planet that we were traveling to while we were on the ship. You better get out there and join them. Let's cautiously step out. Alright. Let's walk around. See, look, there's some other elements. Oh, Tammy jumps as you step out the ship. Quarters behind her. You're awake. Are y'all better? You better go see your dad. She points southeast towards the geodesic domes. To walk, click the ground. Click on characters to talk to them. Okay. Is this where I'm supposed to go? I don't remember. What's southeast? South. I need a map. Oh, there we are. Hello! Sage, your dad gives you a big warm hug. I'm so happy you're finally awake. Dr. Instance thought it'd be best to keep you asleep while your noggin healed. Your mother and I thought you might sleep away the whole year, my snoozy little gooseberry. He checks on your head and looks relieved. He was clearly very worried about you, but covers it with jokes and smiles. You love your dad. You are my dad. You're my dad. Boogie, woogie, woogie. Welcome to Vertrumna. Still having trouble saying that word. Vertrumna? Vertrumna. Yeah. He says, gesturing you around. You never seen the stratospheric from the outside, except in pictures. The ship has been separated in 2 parts and has taken off to form other buildings and a big wall around the whole colony. The alien jungles... the alien jungles creep right up to the wall. Only the geodesic greenhouses pass outside it. Oh my god, reading. Only the geodesic greenhouses pass outside it, dotting their way up the hill. How did you do this so fast? What's outside the walls? It's beautiful. How did you do this so fast? You've been asleep for weeks, my dear Aubergine, he says, and these geodesic greenhouses practically put themselves up. But some of this is only a quick temporary solution, he admits. We'll keep growing and improving things. One day our little colony will be as big as the whole city. Oh, before I forget, he pulls out a package from his satchel and hands it to you. You blink and stare at it blankly. Do you know what day it is? He asks. Honestly, you don't. You reminded me you've been asleep in the mid-bay. Happy birthday, he shouts, wrapping you in a warm hug. Your birthday already? You feel a dizzying sense of deja vu. You stare hard at the wrapped package. You know exactly what is in there. You remember it. No, you dreamed about this package some years ago on the ship. Inside will be a small medallion in the shape of a sun that your dad is made by hand. Sure, let's tell him I know what it is. You described a medallion and your dad tisks as he hands you the package. Aw, what a surprise. Was it sec? I bet it was sec. They hate fun. He grins and adds, don't tell them I said that. A sun medallion. You start to explain nobody told you, but someone shouts your dad's name. Listen, I'm so sorry, Sage, but I have to get back to work. There was an accident when we landed in. He stops himself. Don't worry, we're gonna fix it, your mother and I. Professor Hal is expecting you in classes if you're feeling up to it. Your dad says, pointing west to the engineer wing, in the rear end of the bisect ship. He then points to the large doors you came out of earlier. Or you can relax in our quarters until you're feeling better. We'll talk later tonight, he says, and then kisses the top of your head. And ruffles your hair. Have a wonderful birthday, Sage. I love you. Thumbs up. To enter buildings, click on the door or the flag beside it, or get close and press enter, or another action button. Then choose the activity for the month to gain skills and advance time. There are 13 months a year and 10 years to end the game. You'll only have time to focus on a few things. Hi. You see Deez sitting on the ground beside some bushes. Is he hiding from somebody? He seems to be watching the gate and the wall to the south, where grown-ups are coming and going. Kids aren't allowed past the walls, he says quietly without looking up. They say there's nothing to be afraid of, but then why do we need the walls? You stare at the gate and have a sudden rush of memory, so strong you think you might faint. You imagine something crashing through the wall, something enormous, dark and wrinkly. For years in space, you had half-remembered nightmares of monsters, of your ship being destroyed, of sifting through wreckage that used to be your home, trying to find something. Your dad always told you dreams weren't real. Breaking you from your daydream, Deez whispers, I think there are monsters out there. I believe you. No, you don't, he says. You're being sarcastic, I could tell. Nobody believes me. They're huge, wiggly, and dangerous. Oh, he hates us. Stop making fun of me, Deez pouts. You're as bad as Mars. Well... Hi. An enemy. Hiya, Sage. An enemy seems really at home here. She's rolling a sports ball around her foot, making patterns in the weird blue snow. This stuff is really different from snow on Earth, she tells you, because it isn't cold, but it's still neat and you can make stuff out of it. Your foggy head clears a little. An enemy is simple, physical, real. You always feel grounded near her. What are you making? Just snow spirals, she says. Earlier, me and Cal made a big snow pal. You missed it while you were sleeping in medbay. She smiles, her broad gap tooth smile at you. Now that you're awake, we can play. Why aren't you in school? She smacks her forehead. School! I wonder where everybody was. I guess I'm gonna be late for humanities class. She doesn't look very worried to you. It's okay, she says. Professor Hall is chill. He won't mind, but we should probably go now. She grins and starts running towards engineering. Hey, race you! Is this engineering? Oh, it is engineering. Hello. A low throbbing noise comes from the engine room, which provides power to the colony. Other corridors lead off to the teaching labs in medbay. You know the route to your classroom as well, but the rest of this wing is off limits to children. Congruence, the ship's onboard AI, beams down at you from the nearby holoscreen. Don't forget to study hard, Sage. Study life science. Good afternoon, my burgeoning biologists and up-and-coming chemists. Professor Hull welcomes you back to your old classroom. This afternoon we'll learn what I like to call the wet sciences. He gestures to his hollow projected. Geez, that word. Lesson plan. Biology, chemistry, medicine, ecology, and geology. You'll learn a little bit of everything with opportunities to further your studies in your favorite fields. If you're looking for something a little drier, try registering for engineering classes. For today's lesson, Professor Hal tells you we'll start with a fun group project. You'll be studying the mush tree, a prominent natural resource native to Ventruna. Vertumna. Wait. In the ideal conditions, it can grow at a speed of over a meter a day and half a diameter of 30 centimeters. He stands on his tippy toes and gestures to illustrate. Your team will experiment to find those ideal conditions. You're teamed up with Tang and Cal and are given a mush tree spore and a bucket to grow it in. The rest is up to you. Hi, Crow! Thank you for the head pats. How's it going? I hope you're having a good day so far, or night, depending on time zones. It's barely day for me, it's 1 a.m. in the morning. Tang looks up the surveyor and notes on the HoloNet. Mush trees, she reads, are most abundant south of the colony in stormy, moist regions of the subaqueous swamp. What if we use water instead of soil, Cal suggests, like they do in hydroponics? Tang nods. If they like wet weather, that might work. Sage, do you have any suggestions? Lower the water pH, put it under a bright glow light, sing to it daily, run an electric current through it. All of the above. Oh god. What does pH mean again? Hold on. What is water pH? Lower the pH, you think? Water pH measures its acidity or... Hold on. Pure water is neutral with a pH of 7.0. pH in water measures how acidic or basic it is on a 0 to 14 scale, with 7 being neutral. Okay, I'll listen to you, Crow. I trust you, Crow. Lower the water's pH. Also, if it's a stormy condition, the electric thing could work. You fill the bucket with water and add spark snow crystals. These are sometimes left over an end of quiet season. They are mildly acidic, which means they could lower the pH in the water. Every day, he rushes into the classroom to check on his progress. At first, there's nothing, but by midweek, your little mush tree shoot sprouts up and starts its journey. In the end, yours is in the middle of the pack. Seeing as mush trees don't really grow where there is spark snow, you're able to conclude they probably don't like acid. Okay. I mean, it grew in the middle. At least it didn't die. I count that as a success. When you work or go to class or play you'll play a quick card challenge as the month passes. Move cards to fill 5 panes, and make the best hand you can. Okay. Our goal is 6. I know you can make combos. 0, 0, 1, 1, 4. Can I make a better thing than this? 10. Okay, let me see. What matters more? Does it matter this way? Oh, I get the same score either way. Okay, that's fine. We win. 10. Victorious. Your skills increase when you work or go to school with extra skills if you can win the challenge, and kudo bonus if you make the highest scoring hand with your cards. Working also increases stress, which prevents you from working if it reaches 100. To release stress, take a month off to relax in Quarter Wing. Okay, we got some friendship with Tangent. I think, from what I remember, last time I played the game, our plant died. Because I played a little bit of this game before on my YouTube channel. excuse me. And I was playing with my friend Blissey, and I remember I think the plant died. So, yeah, better than before. And besides, this is one of those games where you play it over and over, so we can totally keep trying stuff the more we play. Your parents have been working from this dawn to well after dinner every day. You know growing food is an important job, and it's vital to get crops in the ground right away, but there seems to be something more than that. It's such a change from growing up on the stratospheric. That's the ship name, by the way, that we grew up in. When you saw them all the time. You stay up and wait for them at night before going to bed. Though you can tell they're exhausted, they make an effort to spend time with you. I'm sorry we haven't seen much of you, little gooseberry, your dad says. Your mom watches you as she works a pebble out of her gardening tiller, which also serves as a crutch. How have you been holding up? I learned some stuff in school. I'm glad to hear that, your mom says. I want you to study hard, work hard, and stay out of trouble. Your dad smiles, and Professor Hall will give you kudos if you get good grades. You spend those at the depot once it opens. You know, says your dad, raising an eyebrow at your mom. I think there's a lot of different ways you can learn, and school is just one of them. You can learn from working on a hobby or helping a friend. Your mom shakes her head and sighs, though you can tell she's trying to put on a gentle expression. We both agree that this colony is an experiment, and that means we're going to be doing things differently than on Earth. You're old enough to now start making your own decisions about your education and future, and if that means you find your own way, we'll accept that. Your dad puts a hand on your shoulder. We'll be proud of you no matter what you do. Try talking to your friends. They may have ideas on how you could spend your time. And come by Geophonics, your mom adds. We could use your help. Okay. Seems like we're already getting a little bit stressed. Alright, what should we do? We can go do classes or talk to a friend? Hi, Dad. Hello, my little potato. Your dad exclaims, smiling warmly. What have you been up to today? Playing in the fresh air. He breathes deeply and looks slowly around. Vertrumna, I can never say that word. We're just gonna keep saying it. Vertrumna is magnificent, isn't it? You nod. Seasons, he shouts, throwing his hands wide. I miss seasons. Back on Earth, it got much colder, and the snow wasn't half as pretty as our spark snow. He sighs, stretching. You just wait until dust season. Both the suns will be high in the sky, and it'll be real hot then, you'll see. I don't know if I enjoy it being hot. You find your mom hard at work setting up the greenhouse with the small construction crew. You've seen these plans pinned to the wall of your family's quarters for years now. These geodesic domes will house the more delicate plants from Earth. Spinach, tomatoes, and maybe even fruit. She takes a swing from her canteens as you approach. Looking for something to do? She asks. Remember, Sage, you're responsible for your own schedule now that we landed. You can decide on how to spend your time, as long as it's productive. She points towards the engineering wing in the back half of the stratospheric severed frame. Professor Hall is still expecting you in class, but a well-rounded education includes practical application. You're old enough to help with the work around here. She claps her hands on your shoulder. I got another minute. Anything you need to know? What's going on in command? What's the garrison? What can I do in the quarters? What's happening in engineering? What are you doing in geophonics? She looks down and nudges a sprout, growing between her feet. It's green, the color of Earth's plants. We're doing our best, she says, but it hasn't been easy. I just hope the potatoes and the corn can handle the weather here, she says, glancing up at the sky. I hear it rains like hell in the wet seasons. She takes a long look at you up and down. You're going fast, Sage, but you're still too young for real farming. Instead, there's a lot of soil that needs to be hauled. Seeing your disappointment, she nudges you on the shoulder. Don't pout. It'll help build those muscles. You'll need them now that we're out in the real world, doing real work out here. We have to rely on our physical strength. She flexes her biceps. Your mom is really strong. Wow. Strong, mama. What can I do in the quarters? If you need a break, she advises, you can visit the lounge and see your friends. But, she warns, raising a finger, I don't want to see you lounging around all the time. You need to work hard too. What's the garrison? Security Chief Fred is organizing a sports ball team. You used to play, didn't you, back on the ship? It'll be different here with the planet's gravity. Or planet's gravity. Bleh. All the adults in the colony, Rhett and your mom, are the most like soldiers you've seen in the Holovoid. Or Holovid. For a moment you think your mom's going to suggest something else, then she shakes her head. You're too young for a defense training, so don't worry about that yet. Just enjoy yourself and stay out of trouble. I don't think I'm really fit for defense training. I don't know. I'm kind of focusing on my nerd factors. What's happening in engineering? Paul is teaching class on life science, engineering, and humanities. Humanities. If you pass all your tests, maybe he'll let you work there for a few years. Your father thinks you're old enough that school is optional. I don't agree, but I'll be honest with you, she says, gesturing to the fields. We do need every pair of hands we can get. If you want to work with me here in geophonics, I'd suggest studying life science. If you don't have a good grasp on biology and ecology, I'm gonna stick you on shoveling duty. Okay. Can I join expeditions? Oh, you're too young to lead the colony. It's dangerous. She shakes her head. Your father would be worried. There's so much we still don't know about the world out there. Let the adults find out, and then maybe you can join them in a few years when you're older. She gives you a stern look. She isn't going to budge on this one. For now, stay in the walls. What's going on in command? We're just getting a lot of backstory. And setting stuff. I love her tattoos. She's so cool. I like her little armbands too. Fulu. Is that our mom's name? Our mom's name is Fulu and she's 43. Your mom, the chief cultivator. A strong woman up to any challenge, who expects the same from others. Well, I think Sex said they need someone to deliver supplies from the depot, and they're also setting up a shop there if you got some kudos to spend. And of course that's where Governor Edicott works now. But you shouldn't bother her, she's a busy woman and she doesn't have your mother's patience with kids. Try not to giggle, your mom's isn't usually known for her patience. Okay, bye. Lots of information. There's that kid that doesn't like us. Hello, Mars. A sharp whistle interrupts your thought. Hey, Sage! Mars calls out to you. Come here, I have a job for you. You walk over to Marge, who's sheltering from the snow. Under the ship's overhang. Excuse me. It's so gross here, she says, complaining. The spark snow would ruin my good clothes. At least on the ship we had climate control. Ugh. Tammy made me some soy sweets, but there's no way I'm going out there in all this weather. She continues. Since you're like running around in it, could you fetch it for me? Sure. Good. Mars claps. She's probably down the hill near our quarters. She sighs. She's scared to take more than a few steps from the door. All she wants to do is hide inside and make sweets. Oh, is she over here? Yes, she is. Hello. Whoops. Leave. Not what I meant. Tammy is staring obviously at the sky. Oh, obliviously at the sky, smiling to herself. She startles as you approach. Oh, hello, Sage. She says, putting her hand on her chest. Do you need something? I'm here for Mars's soy sweets. Tammy smiles at you. Oh, it's so nice of you to help out Mars. She's a very important person, you know. She hands you a box wrapped in a pink and yellow scarf. One order of mango soy sweets, made fresh this morning, she says. Please tell Mars that she can have the scarf back, okay? She used some of her kudos to nanoprint it for me because it's so dusty here. But I think I'm getting used to it now. Tammy smiles again and tucks her hair behind her big elven ears. Mars is so cool, she says fondly. Sometimes she's kind of bossy, but I know she really cares too. Hi. She puts her hand out expectantly. I ate them. What is this? I ate them all. I want half. I want half. Here, take it. You hand over the box of soy sweets with a smile. Mars takes it and giggles. You're such a good sidekick, doing everything I say. She opens the box and hands you a soy sweet. Your tip, she tells you. Oh, an administrator's tech is looking for someone to do delivery jobs for the depot, she says. I don't want to do it, because, like, ew, running around there, no? Running around there? No. Just go through there, she's gesturing at the door behind her, and tell them I referred you. Jobs for some money. I don't know what I want to do. What I remember an enemy's doing sports. Register for engineering classes. I want to keep studying life science. Take a sip of water. You learn about Vetrinum. Yep. Geology, by comparing various rock samples from Earth to ones of Vetrinum. You know what? Hold on. Where is Google Translate? I don't know if Google will say it, but let's see. I'm putting it over here. Vertumnan. Oops, I didn't even write anything. How dare you? No, English. Vertumna. Vertunum? Vertunum? Something like that. That's not how I expected it. Vertunum geology by comparing various rock samples from Earth to ones from Vertunum, placing them on the Mohs hardness scale. The Earth samples are so weird and gray compared to the pink, purples, and yellows and teals collected by the surveyors. Earth must have been a dull place. So this planet is very colorful. You, 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 and you. Yeah. When? Alright, we're probably gonna have to take a month break after this. Biology 5, Reasoning 1. Plus 15 stress. This week you had a few more bouts of deja vu, remembering what somebody is about to say or do just before they do it. Sometimes they actually do it, but not always. This morning you were sure Professor Hall was going to trip on the uneven floor in the cafeteria and spill his plate of hash browns. He even told Mars to watch. He didn't, though. As Professor Hall walked away, his hash browns were safe for today. Mars called you a liar and a dummy. Ooh. At night, your dreams are all mixed up with stuff can't be real. You're chased by monsters the size of buildings, only to be saved by strange people you never met. You're holding hands with someone you love. You're crying as you help lift a shrouded body into the colony recycler. Everything seems so familiar, but when you try to recall their faces, you wake up. They smeared in your memory like wet paint. But what if those things haven't happened yet, but will someday? Anytime you try to tell someone, they think you're playing a trick or that you're sick and need to go to the med bay, you eventually decide to stay quiet about your strange dreams. Why? You don't want people to worry, you just want to be normal. Secret powers are fun. Secret powers are fun. You start keeping a private journal on your holopalm, recording the events where you remember something before it happens. You also write down your dreams when they have that feeling of being real. You like the idea of being magic and seeing the future, but some of those dreams are very scary. You hope that, like Professor Hall's hash browns, they don't come true. Late quiet. Next month. Hi. Tangent is hunched over, her hollow palm frowning and pointing angrily at the air. She speaks without looking up at you. Professor Hall wants us to prepare a list of native flora with pictures. There should be a catalog on the Colony HoloNet, but I can't find it anywhere. Blanche tried looking outside. I'll help you find that catalog. Let's make our own list. I'll help you find it. You launch your own holopalm and start searching the colony's HoloNet archives for a list of ventrumal, plants and animals. 10 minutes later, you find it buried under Survey Logistics in the Expedition Net. Anemone passes and pulls a face at you two. Hey, holo nerds, she shouts. School's over. Come play sports ball in the shine. Tang just rolls her eyes. Okay. Hi, Tammy. You see Tammy sitting quietly near the entrance lounge. You've known her for, well, your whole entire life. Back on the ship, you used to play with her. You were her study partner. You used to tease her. Study partner. Tammy was awful, just awful at Earth history. She thought Europe was the name of an English queen, and the Pacific was a famous ceasefire treaty. Facts go in one of her huge ears and back out the other. No matter how hard you tried, she never seemed to improve. Her ears perked up, hopefully, when she sees you. Hello, Sage. I was hoping you could help me with some homework. Okay, I'll help you. What does this mean? -1 reasoning. What do you mean? How rude. Oh, thank you. She bounces up and down. You spend a couple hours trying to teach her the difference between exothermic and exothermic, or endothermic reactions. One makes heat and one absorbs it. Why is this so hard for her to understand? The thing is, Tammy never loses heart when she fails at tests or gets an answer wrong. It's inspiring, even though sometimes you feel like you get dumber after studying with her. No, that's why I lost my reasoning. God damn you. Hello, Mars. She doesn't want to talk. Let's go take that break. Our kiddo needs a break. Let's do some relaxing. It's nice to take some time off to chill after all the stress of schoolwork, not to mention the mental toll of just living in an unpredictable planet. Looks like you're not the only one who needs some downtime. Some other kids are also relaxing in the lounge. Approach Mars and Deej. Join Cal and Tammy. Let's join Cal and Tammy. They're our besties. Cal is braiding Tammy's long hair and weaving in strands of little colored baubles. Oh, cute. This one's called a waterfall braid, I think, he says. I saw it in an archive vid, but it's really tricky. He's doing a terrible job of it. His short, clumsy fingers getting all tangled in the strands. I'll do Cal's hair. You sit behind him as he sits behind her like a mini conga line. He braids some short strands of Cal's hair, putting one of the little baubles at the end of each one. He finishes Tammy's hair. It's almost recognizable as a waterfall braid, then touches his own braids and giggles. Now we'll do yours. They shout in unison. You jokingly try to escape, but Cal sits on your legs while Tammy gives you a beautiful braid. Yay! What do you want to forget? I don't want to forget anything. Done? Keep your memories? Yes? I would like to keep my memories. Okay, we're all happy now. I'm sorry, I can't talk to you right now, Tangent says, brushing you off. I'm working on my secret science fair project. Okay. Who wants to talk? Oh, friends are here. Cal is riding around the geophonics garden on his hoverboard. The board comes to a sudden shuddering stop on the rocky ground in front of you. Rocky ground in front of you. Cal falls off but catches his balance before he eats dirt. Hi, Sage. Real ground is way harder to hover than on ship floors. There are bumps everywhere. We'll all have to adapt. Yeah, Cal exclaims. Things are actually way better planet side. Hovering outside is rad. Look at this. He runs over a small depression in a nearby hill and presents it like it's something amazing. Look at this. It's a skate bowl. Cool. Can I try? I want to try. I got a little toughness out of it. Sure, but please be careful. Mom says if I break my hoverboard, we can't make another one. You take turns riding around the bowl, trying to get up enough speed down one side to come back up the other. You don't land any tricks. It's hard staying on the board with this uneven ground, but it's still fun. Yay. Let's join our parents for some geophonics. The greenhouse has different biomes inside, growing plants from earth that might belong in a desert, jungle, or temperate forest. Some are so delicate that you have to spray off germs in an airlock before you can enter. You sneeze as you walk through the seasonal garden, spraying up pollen from nearby plants. The air feels thick and harder to breathe here. But a sign says these plants are harmless. Toughness, friendship with Cal, 5 kudos. Stress. Sure. It's your first day in the glorious world of agricultural soil convergence. Oh boy. Good morning, Sage. Looks like you're working for your old lady. I hope you don't expect me to go easy on you just because you're my son. She walks you around the geophonics wing and points out where everything is. Your job is to move sod, compost, plants, garden waste, and equipment from one place to another. Get comfortable with this, she says, pushing a squeaky old-fashioned wheelbarrow towards you. Now, any questions before you start moving that dirt? That dirt. We don't have machines for this. Where do I move it again? Why not use hydroponics? Let's get to work! That's my boy. Your mom says, slapping you on the back. You stumble a little. Your arms start to ache after the first half hour of work, but you keep going. You know, I should have really picked strength, but whatever. By the end of the month, you feel utterly drained and exhausted. And good somehow. You can feel your muscles growing already. You got some more muscle definition. Looking for more difficulty. Zero, 1, 2. Oh. 1, 1, 4. Gives me slightly more over here. Oh, we got a sun medallion. Why is this just in the corner? It's cool that they say the illustrations. Like the Arthur. If you put your thing right here. Win. We barely won that one. That's a friendship with Cal? You wake from an afternoon nap. You squint into the pink-tinged light slanting through the windows. You must have fallen asleep in the lounge. Tammy's shadow falls across your nest of pillows. Oh, I'm sorry, Sage, she says, giggling. I didn't mean to wake you up. It's just so nice outside with pollen sparkling in the sunlight. I had to open the windows. You rub your eyes barely. Ugh, you're having the weirdest dream. Since you're awake, you should visit the cafeteria. Auntie Sita is making a new kind of candy. She says it's made of cotton. Isn't that weird? I have to go tidy the creche first, then I'll meet you there. Say some for me, okay? Cammy skips off towards the creche, humming to herself. Let's get some candy. Hello, Auntie. In the cafeteria, Auntie Sita is cheerfully handing out masses of pink candy, fluffy and soft like clouds. Oh, Sage, she says, handing you a wand with some candy spun around the end. Here, try some of this. We used to have it on Earth. You pull off a piece and give it a taste. It's so sweet. At first, your mouth puckers. You never tasted anything so sweet, so real. It's not at all like the soy sweet stuff the kitchen nano printer can make. It melts in your mouth and leaves a gritty residue on your tongue. You wait until everyone's gone, but Tammy never shows up. You look down at the cotton candy in your hands. It's wilted a little from the humidity, but it's kind of like her hair. You think, pale pink and so soft. You keep to give some later. You're relaxing in your family's quarters after dinner. Your mom had to run off on some kind of council business, so you and your dad are playing a hollow game together. Excuse me. When you're just about ready to head off to bed, your mom returns, and you can tell from the defeated slant of her shoulders that something has gone terribly wrong. Your dad starts to ask her what happened, but she waves him away to approach you. She sits down and takes your hand, holding it between her two strong, dirt-creased ones. Sage, I'm so sorry to tell you this. She starts. Her mouth quivers as she swallows, working on her next words. There was an accident this afternoon in the creche. Your classmate Tammy has died. Damn, all that stress. You try to understand her words. Tammy dead? It's not possible. You suddenly remember the cotton candy you were saving to give Tammy, pink and fluffy just like your hair. You put your hand in your pocket to get it, but what comes out is a sticky, dark red lump of hard goo. You stare at it, and your mind is blank. Can you ask what happened? Your mom tells you as simple as possible that Tammy was killed by an electric shock from a broken hollow projector. It was an accident. Eek, you press her for an explanation. The little girl is dead, someone you grew up with, someone so much like you. She wasn't sick or anything, you just saw her this morning. She was right there. Why? Your mom's eyes are sad as she tells you. Sometimes there's just no reason why. You aren't used to dealing with death, and you don't know what you're supposed to do or say. I said that backwards. You sort of mumble an okay and then get changed and call into bed, a full hour before your bedtime. You try to fall asleep, but you toss and turn for hours. You eventually drift off to a fitful dream of that small, sticky red lump of cotton candy. Oof, we're very sad. Hello, Cal, how you doing? Oh, he's sad. Look at him. Cal is sitting in your mom's flower garden with his face in his hands. He's clearly been crying all morning, and probably all of yesterday, too. He and Tammy were really close. Whether you guys used to play house in the creche, Tammy was always the mommy, and Cal was always the daddy. Even though you were just little kids, you kind of always giggled about how obvious they were going to be together forever, like a princess and a knight. I really miss her too. Me too, he sniffles, looking up at you. You can see how puffy his red eyes are. Me really, really too. Tammy always liked these flowers, he mumbles. Sometimes I pick some for her. He runs his hands over the pretty white flowers. Don't tell your mom, okay? Tears well up and slowly leak out of his eyes. He doesn't even blink, he just stares at the flowers as the tears run down his cheeks. You decide to give him some space. Marge. Marge's staring into space, looking somber. She doesn't even notice you as you come up beside her, and barely reacts when you say hello. I'm thinking about Tammy, she says quietly. She used to sit down the hill there, in that spot in the sun. Every morning she'd sit there for hours in the sun, doing nothing, just being happy. You stare down the hill to spot near the entrance to the quarters. You can imagine her there, working on some little craft project, humming to herself. It was very nice to everyone. And now she's dead, Mars says, making a face. How is that fair? Of all people, how come it had to be my friend? You don't have an answer. You never heard Mars call Tammy her friend before. But of course she was. Tammy was everyone's scared little sister. What? Oh, yeah. Tammy was everyone's scared little sister, even though she was older than most of you. Mars clicks her tongue. Oh yeah, Administrator Seek is looking for you. I guess they need someone to do delivery jobs. She waves vaguely at the door behind her, distracted from her thoughts. Why me? Egg! Tang is pacing around in front of the engineering. She looks upset. It shouldn't have happened, she said. Tammy's... What? What happened to Tammy? It shouldn't have been possible. There was no reason for that hollow projector to break. Professor Hall said it was recently serviced and nothing was wrong with it before. It just... She gestured angrily. Just blew up for no reason. Nobody would have wanted to hurt her, so why? How? It doesn't add up. Sorry, Sage. I want to think about this some more. I hate when I can't find the answer. Let's do some life sciences. It's not even a lesson this time. 0, 0, 0. 1, 1. Maybe we can do it like this. Put the zeros over here. In this way. Oh. I guess we can only get a 9. What is this? Add +1 to a card to challenge... to a card change suit to... strength. Done. The colony is going to hold a funeral for Tammy. Do you want to attend? If you don't feel up to it, you could just skip and take the month off instead. Or you can get back to work. Tammy who is crazy. Let's grieve by ourselves, because we are not doing well. Stress-wise. There we go. Mourning. You're mourning in the loss of a loved one. All skills are increased. All skills increases and reduced by 1 for 3 months, and some jobs and actions can't be performed. You can't bring yourself to attend Tammy's funeral, but the prospect of just going back to school just like everything is normal is too much to handle. You end up spending a whole month alternating between sleeping, scrolling the HoloNet, and staring into space. It's restful at least, and even your parents understand that you just need time to process Tammy's death. You hear from the others that the funeral service was beautiful, just like how you used to do it in space. Tammy's body got put into a colony recycler, and all this stuff got ground up to be added to the colony's fields. That way she'll never really be gone. Tammy, the first human to be buried in alien soil. The first colonist to truly become one with your new home. Hello. Sage, Tangent says, approaching you with purpose. We need to discuss my brother. Who, this? Yes, this. She says impatiently. I need to figure out where he's been disappearing. Ever since we landed, I barely see him anymore. He doesn't even come home at night. Sometimes she says. She trails off and looks at her feet. Well, I'm not very good terms with my brother as of late, but people are becoming worried. You get the feeling Tang is the one who's worried, but she doesn't want to admit it. I'll talk to him. He probably won't tell you, she says angrily. Newton's apple, she swears. He won't even talk to me anymore. She sighs. You may have to follow him. I would, but everyone in the lab would know I was gone. No one cares where he goes during the day. Okay. Deez, where are you? Looking for a little brother. Hi, Dad. This is such a dry, hot season. Both suns are high in the sky, baking the usual lush... how do you say the word? Vertunen? Baking the usual lush Vertunim. The jungle. If there's a breeze, it's warm, and you guessed it, dusty. Your parents are up every day before dawn, which comes far too early for your liking. They're usually gone by the time you wake up and home after you're asleep, so you have to visit them at work if you want to see them. Good morning, Gooseberry, your dad greets you cheerily. Have you come to see the harvest? Your mom and I are gathering crops from actual Vertunim dirt this week. Sure. He shows you around the rows of corn and beans from Earth. They all look a little yellow and straggly. Not what you expect, but your dad enthusiastically points out the vegetables ready to harvest. Don't forget, he tells you, the Virtunia, whatever the hell that is, festival. Virtunium festival is coming up. There will be a talent show and a secret science fair. I'm sure you're eager to participate. Oops. I'm done. Hey, Deez. You tell Deez that his sister Change It wants to know where he's been disappearing off to. His eyes flint briefly to yours. He then stares vaguely off towards the engineering wing, where his sister is reading on her holopalm between classes. He doesn't say anything. She's worried about you. She doesn't care about me, he says sullenly. Change is just worried she'll get in trouble if I don't come home one day. He scowls and picks up the hem of his sweater. She doesn't care about anything but her schoolwork. Well, I don't have any friendship with him, so your shoulders slump in relief as you go. Just don't die, kid. Do I want to keep doing... Let's go see what this is about. Novice board? I don't really care about the novice board. I want to see this. You need 10 toughness or 10 organization. How do I get organizing? Probably one of the classes, but I gotta see which one. Biology, reasoning. Does engineering class give me? I could take engineering classes. But I don't want to do engineering. Does engineering or reasoning come from here? I doubt. Yeah, that's toughness. This is just for mental stuff. Alright, well, I don't know how to get organizing. So we'll just continue with the life sciences. Cal may not be the most attentive student in class, but what he lacks in book smarts he makes up for in hands-on experience. Nobody else has as much experience with the native flora and fauna as he does. Wondering. Nice, 13. It's time for the festival. Etiquette and the council have called to a festival to celebrate life here on the planet of Vertunan. Wait, did I add an extra N? Hold on. I did add an extra N. Hold on. Vertumna. You're on planet Vertumna. Everyone gathers in the colony square to hear Governor Etiquette's speech. In Earth history, Etiquette begins and then clears her throat and waits for everyone to quiet down. Ahem. In Earth history, Vertumna was always known as the god of seasons, change, garden, and fruit. It is no coincidence that our forebearers of Vetrumna's project choose to take on such an auspicious name in hopes of seeding future bountiful seasons of humanity. We will continue this tradition of Ventrumnalia in Midsummer Festival to celebrate our Vertrumna, this lush planet upon which we find ourselves today. Yawn! Is this rebellion? You start to tune the speech out after that. The members of the council all get up on the stage one at a time to say something. When it's your mother Fulu's turn, she announces that tonight you'll be eating some of the very first crops grown from Vertumnan soil. Oh, that's why I had it. Your eyes go to the feast table. Aboard the Stratosphere, it would have been mostly soybean food from the nano printers, spiced up with what previous fruits and vegetables could be grown in a small growing bay. This year, the Earth's plants look even less robust than usual, but they are supplemented by some Vernan plants you've come to appreciate. Do you see potato pods and slabs of edible fungi? Edicott takes the stage after everyone on the council has said their piece. What is a festival without festivities? She asks. Professor Holland, the security chief, Rhett, have organized a 3-part competition for the kids. Good luck, children. Let's do the science fair. Tangent competes, of course, entering her study of the ship's hydro recycling system. It was previously used to make urine drinkable, but she offers it could now be turned into new uses. Despite how many times she says the word pee, it's still boring, but she put a lot of effort into it. Your turn is next. Okay. Let's see how I can do. Probably not that great. Oh. The goal is 40? What the hell? I have 3 rounds to get to 40? I cannot get to 40. Defeated. Tangent wins. She accepts her prize with grace, having expecting nothing less. Your baking soda volcano was as much less impressive than you imagined. It just kind of fizzes and you don't explain it very well. It's pretty clear your dad helped. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. Or next playthrough. Wee. After the festivities are over, everyone takes time off for a much-needed break. During the fierce heat of the dust, few days is exactly what you need to feel refreshed. Okay. You cautiously step through the colony gates. Sage, Uncle Tonin, sighs as he blocks your path. He looks like he hasn't been sleeping. I'm sorry, but you shouldn't be out here. Our children are so young and so precious. So fragile. Please stay near the ship. Play. View the map. I'm not reading this. I'm too lazy. Hello. You're looking for Cal in the garden when you nearly trip over someone else. One of the younger kids, and they're blindfolded? Hey, they exclaim, ripping the blindfold off their face and throwing it to the ground. It's Cyrus, one of Anemone's brothers. He's glaring at you. I was almost done. Cal jogs over and grabs Cyrus in a friendly headlock, ruffling his messy red hair. Dude, you're so close. Cyrus stamps his feet and complains that you got in his way. It's not his fault, Cal says. He didn't know we were playing a game. Give me a sec. I want to teach him how to play. Cal turns to you and Cyrus leaves. Sorry, Sage, he says, sheepishly. I was teaching Cyrus a new game, but he's more like an enemy than I thought. Real competitive, you know? He stops to pick up a blindfold. He stops to pick up the blindfold, brushing off the dirt. I've been trying to come up with different kinds of games other than sports ball, he says. No winners or losers. I just want to have fun with my friends. Cal looks at you hopefully. Did you want to learn how to play? Sure. Cal's smile looks like it's gonna stretch right off his face. Radical. He shouts, jumping up and down with excitement. Okay, so first put on this blindfold. The blindfold is a little scratchy and smells of dirt. You can feel Cal's big hands on your shoulders. I'm gonna spin you around, and when I let go, you gotta listen to my instructions. We're gonna walk all the way to the cafeteria, okay? You nod. You can't see Cal's grin, but you can hear his voice as he spins you around and counts to 10. 1, 2, 3. First, he says, you gotta walk forward 10 steps. Do your best. You take 10 steps straight forward, holding your hands out for balance. The rocky dirt between the garden beds crunches under your feet. Yeah, he says. Now turn to your right and take 15 steps until you get to the door. Get it right? You turn to the right and walk forward, counting out 15 steps. When you stop, Cal asks. You can hear his foot crunching behind you. I forgot how much bigger I am than you. You're like 2 more steps away. You take 2 more steps until your outstretched hands land on a warm metal door. Success! Awesome, Cal says. You can't help but smile. This is fun. Now hit the door button on the right, and then keep walking forward until I say stop. Go really slowly, okay? Empathy. You open the door and start walking forward. The path slopes downward, and your feet slip a little bit. Even though you're moving as slowly as you can. Real dirt is nothing like the metal floors of Stratospheric. It's turbo rocky here, Cal says. You can feel the uneasiness prickle up the back of your arms. Just keep going forward slowly. Can you trust him? You try to do as you're told, but after a few steps, your foot knocks against a sprawling root and you fall forward, catching yourself on your hands and knees. Ouch! You tear off the blindfold, a sudden rush of tears flooding your eyes. Cal beside you in an instant, kneeling on the rocks. Are you okay? He asks. You look down at yourself. Your knees and hands are pretty scraped up and your pride is bruised. But other than that, you're okay. Cal helps you stand. I'm sorry, Sage. I'll be a better helper next time. He asks if you want to get some Motaro juice at the cafeteria instead. You spend the rest of the afternoon brainstorming more games where there are no winners or losers. Wow. Why do I have animals up? Let's do some shoveling dirt. The warm sun feels good when you work outside. Cal is so happy in the sun, almost like he's part plant. He soaks it in and it never seems to get too hot. Get to work! 1. Oh, 4. 1. So many ones. Ooh, super goal. Nice. Let's do some studying. Do we want to do engineering? You know, engineering might be helpful. I'll start engineering classes. Using congruent telenet scheduling system, it's almost a test on its own. You feel like a hacker navigating the confusing interface, but manage to add your name to the list of drop-in students. You're not eligible to join Chenja and some older students in engineering class. Okay. Now we can do engineering. Reasoning. What's the difference? Two biology. This one we just learned engineering. Let's study some engineering. Professor Hall rubs his hands together as he waits for the class to settle down. He's in a great mood. This must be his favorite subject to teach. If biology and chemistry are the wet science, then engineering must be the dry one. But believe me, this class definitely won't be dry. He winks. It's weird. We'll also be learning math, physics, computering, robotics, architecture, and astronomy. Tangent raises her hand. Will we also be learning about nuclear engineering? She asks. Professor Hall nods. Yes. At a beginner level, we'll have an overview of atomic theory and take a field trip to the engine rooms to learn how our ship nuclear reactor works to the power colony. To power the colony? Did I read that wrong? I don't know. There we go. It's raining. Hi. Tangent is watching a construction crew build scaffolding for the first new engineering pavilion. They are using mesh wood, which is so light that one person can easily lift a 10-meter long pole and stack it into place. She points towards them. Human beings are so great, don't you think? Before we landed, this was all just dirt and jungle. Now it's civilization. I've been learning about adaptability in writing in biology class. Books say it's what sets us apart from the animals. Excuse me. Like, we don't need fur because we can make warm clothes. And if it's too hot, we can make air conditioners instead. Also, we can sweat. Tangent nods vigorously. Yes, also that. I read that not many animals sweat except humans, and it makes us naturally good in hot places. It's like we're made to be explorers. Together, you watch as the foreman puts up the blueprints for the scaffolding onto the floating screen of her holopalm and raises it to the scaffolding to check her progress. I'd like to see an alien do that, Hang says primly. Humans look defenseless and weak, but we are the strongest species in the galaxy. Who else can literally bend reality to their will? Not a stupid alien, that's for sure. She puts one finger on her chin. I'm living proof that humanity is greater than our biology, she says. All of us are, really, with our genetic enhancements. We are the next step in in humanity's evolution from great ape to galactic superspecies. Yeah. Hey, kid. It's pouring rain and everyone's staying dry under the grass roof. Palapis? Everyone except Deez. Off in the distance over the wall near the fill. He's definitely sulking. I can't follow him. I don't wanna. You glance back again and Deez is gone. Yeah, I don't want him to hate me. Hopefully he's not getting into anything crazy. We definitely know a lot of biology now. Shovel dirt. You join Callan at a particularly fragrant pile of compost. He's trying to use his hoverboard as a wheelbarrow, carefully pushing the compost off of it into a pile. Don't you just love this? He asks excitingly. Your hoverboard? Yeah, it's cool. No, he laughs. I mean, just this. He waves his arm, dirt encrusted to the elbows, to take in the entire greenhouse. You get to help plant stuff and watch it grow. Even if we're just moving dirt around, we're still helping. Why do you like it so much? Well, he considers. I like digging holes in the dirt. Because it's so full of surprises down there. I found a worm. Wait, let me see if I can find her again. He sticks his hand into the compost and rummages around, his tongue sticking out of his mouth. I guess she got away, he says after a minute. She was really shiny, like a rainbow. Wait, he says. I just thought of a thing I like better. He shows you his splayed hand. Getting dirt under my fingernails, he laughs. I don't know why, but it's the best. Okay. Weirdo. 0. Oh. Do it this way. 0, 0, 2, 1, 4. Alright. You're having a terrifying familiar dream, a monster crashing through the walls, unfathomably large, every part of it wriggling and moving, and searching for something. It tramples through the colony as you watch helplessly. Time shifts into a wreckage of your home. You're picking through it, looking for something. Tears streaking down your dust-covered face as you lift heavy pieces of debris, searching. You wake up shouting no, but your voice is drowned out by a deafening rumble of the skies outside. The bedroom window is covered in water. It's pouring down from the clouds. You guess it must be rain, but you've never experienced it before. There's a bright flash from outside, and then another crack and rumble. Thunder. It must be a thunderstorm. It is still the early hours of the moving. You're already almost forgotten your bad dream, but you're too unsettled to go back to sleep yet. The rain beats down on the roof of your quarters, joined now and then by a great peal of thunder like footsteps and angry beasts. Let's go play outside. It's surprisingly warm outside and the water feels nice. Hitting your head, everything smells fresh and damp and wonderful, and the dusty, packed ground has turned to squeamishly mud between your toes. You don't go far from the door to your quarters, but it's exciting to be outside in the dark, watching dramatic streaks of lightning arc down the hills behind the colony. Wow. Midwet. Hello? Hold this to your head now, my darling. You hear as you enter the garden looking for Cal. It'll help with the swelling. Ooh, never seen that character before. Auntie Tira, Cal's mom, a life support engineer. Oh, your mom is pretty! Cal is sitting with his mother, Auntie Tira, who kneels beside him holding an ice pack to his head. Cal's eyes are a little puffy. He rubs them and sniffs as he approach. Hello, Sage. Tira greets you with a kind smile. Don't worry. Recalcitrace just took a tumble off of something he shouldn't have been climbing. Mom, that was his whole name? Recalitrace? Recalcitrace? That's a crazy name. Mom, Cal complains, it wasn't that bad. Gonna be okay? I'm okay, Cal reassures. I just bunked my head a little. Mom always knows how to make it better, he says with a boyish smile, even if I'm old enough to take care of myself. My brave boy, Tira says, stroking his hair. Thanks for humoring me. She looks over to you. Don't let him show off for you, Sage. Ground-based feats of bravery only for the rest of the day. Cal whines and wrinkles his nose. Tira laughs and wraps him in a big motherly hug, rocking him back and forth. Despite his protests, Cal's eyes close in happiness. He really loves his mom. Wow. That's sweet. What do I want to do? I don't know if I want to pursue engineering or not. I think it could be handy. I also think life science could be handy too. I'm gonna keep doing life science. I like learning about plants. Ah. More water. I need to get some more soon. Tang is absent almost all this month. Hal explains that Chief Engineer Instance has asked for Tang's help in a few experiments. Because you're judged on what you know and not what you prove you've learned in class, many older students choose to skip class and instead get hands-on experience in their field of interest. Tang's been working closely with Instance since she was just a kid. Yippee. New perk. Native Botany. Unlock Xenobotany research in geoponics. Oh. Have a new thing? Ooh. Hey, kiddo, your dad says, looking up from his work desk where he is dissecting a huge bell-shaped flower. Can you hand me that spirator? I really got my hands in things here. You hand him the tool, which he uses to wedge open some sort of weird stoma-like opening inside the bell. Gooey purple nectar oozes and pools on the desk. Whoa, he says. He exclaims. I thought I drained this little beauty. Can you get a towel, I guess? You help him mop up the flower juice. Yuck. It's sticky and smells like rotting vegetables. When you're done, he looks at you with pride. You know, I've been thinking of getting one of you kiddos to come help me out in the researching native plants, he says. You think you might be able to be able to break off some time to help your old man in the lab? Jesus. I know you've been studying biology, he adds. It's not as glamorous as gene tech research with Instance, but it is important. He grins. Let me talk to your mom about it tonight before you go tell her. She's not a fan of alien plants, you know? If it were up to her, we'd fill these greenhouses with earth plants and nothing else. But there's gotta be more on this planet that we can cultivate. If you find any cool plants while you're exploring, bring them here and we can take a look at them. Done. Yay. Let's go see how that is. Your dad introduces you to the little lab they have set up in one of the greenhouses. It's incredible, he says, gesturing all around him. We're surrounded by alien flora and we know practically nothing about it. What's edible? What's medicine? What can we make fibers with, or build with, or use in ways we haven't thought of yet? He beams at you. You and me, we're gonna find out, my little potato. I'm a potato. Your dad directs you to a research bench. Here's where you'll be working. The bench is buried under samples of beakers and weird-looking alien sprouts. More than just a simple table, the analyst's bench is covered with buttons and little holes you could put things into. Carefully find the on switch. There's no on switch. Yep, you look everywhere. Here, let's press buttons at random. You mash all of the table's buttons until... Yo, 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 kiddo! It's Congruence! A friendly ship computer beams at you from her own hello screen, sent into the bench. Of course she's here. She's the guardian of all knowledge in the colony, after all. You wonder who she got the yo-yo-yo from. Your dad laughs. Don't tell anyone, but Congruence is the real brains of the operation. He confesses, so it's not like it's a secret. She'll make sure we don't do anything super dangerous. Look at the little kitty. Which means you and I get to focus on experimentation. If you follow the rules and stick to what you already know, you won't learn anything new. Don't be afraid to try stuff. Okay. Uh... 0, 0, 1, 2, 1. Alright. The days have been getting shorter, with only the yellow sun barely skimming the horizon. One morning you wake in darkness and have to check your holopath to know what time it is. You see the holostream from Mars. Good morning to all my pals. If you can even call it morning. They named it glow season because, like, everything is crazy glowing out in the dark. I'm staying the heck inside for the next month. What's the point of even going out if you can't see anything? It's going to be a long, boring month. Oh wait, it looks cool out there. You peek out the window. The wormhole is the biggest you've ever seen it. Like the massive firefly ring in the sky. The planet must be very close to it by now. And out in the jungle, something new is taking place. The plants are flowering and glowing iridescent blooms, and everything is full of life. There's a strange new sound, long hooting calls from and gurgling roars. After Mars's message is a notice from the council, warning everyone to stay inside, Tammy's dad and the other surveyors have been called back to the gates closed for the month. And the gates closed for the month. There's a tension in the air as if everyone is waiting for something. Well, that sucks. Ooh, it is dark as hell. Whoa. It's pretty. Hey, Mama. Sage, your mom stops you as you walk by. What are you doing out of your quarters? It isn't safe out here. Doesn't seem very dangerous. She narrows her eyes. What you should be afraid of out here is me if you don't do what I say, Sage. You don't know what's out here this time of year, so you and the other kids are going to keep your butts in the ship. As you walk away and are just out of earshot, you hear her mumble, "Stars. It is beautiful, though." Hehehe, Mom agrees. Hello, Anemone. Anemone is bumping a sports ball with her wrist, trying to keep it in the air. Heads up! She shouts, and bumps the ball in your direction. Sure, let's do a trick. You catch the ball with your wrist, pop it up, and headbutt it back to Anemone. She grins with a huge gap to smile. Oh, nice move, Sage. You bounce the ball back and forth with her, trying to see how many times you can rally and keep it going. Anemone tells you about the new sports ball court, a proper regulation-sized court way bigger than the 0G1 on Stratospheric. Her brother Calm is coaching the junior sports ball team this year. Alright, I unlocked sports ball, but I don't think I'll be playing it. Let's relax in the lounge. You nestle in the cushions, close your eyes, and listen to music. You have an archive of over 100 years of music to choose from, but still you wonder what new songs they're writing these days. 10 million light years away on Earth. The only new music you heard is when the adults have to come up with new space shanty. It's nice, good music for harmonizing with your friends as you work, but it's not really something you want in your ears all the time. Excuse me. Relaxing. I wonder if forgetting things will give us new cards. Let's forget our giggling. Even though I kind of don't want to forget giggling, but there. It's daytime when the emergency sirens start up. Well, what passes for a day? It's still nearly pitch black except for an eerie green twilight glow on the horizon. You look towards the gates. They're open. Wait, they shouldn't be open. The alert blares out every speaker in the colony. It's the same one you use for hold breaches and fires, and in Space Summit you were supposed to go to the nearest emergency shaft and put on a spacesuit. On Vertuna, It means to go to the assembly point and wait for instructions. Tied in the creche. We find these in the creche and join him in hiding under the arts and crafts table. The lights are dim. You scared? He asked quietly. I just don't want to fight. Me too, he agrees. Grown-ups always have to solve everything by fighting. It's better to avoid things, and they go away on their own. I'm not sure that's true this time, but you get what he's saying. We hear more gunfire and yelling, but with half an hour, they play the all-clear tone. Chief Surveyor Tonin comes in to let you know it's all safe now. As the lights come back on, we glance at the hologram teddy bear again. Tonin was Tammy's dad. How can he be sure it's safe? How can he be sure anything is safe? Oh, look at him. You're relieved when you hear your parents arrive with an ashen-faced Cal. They won't talk about what happened at Geophonics. After 2 weeks of darkness with the blue sun barely skimming the horizon, it begins to move higher in the sky and the daytime returns. The council admits they don't know how the gates were opened and how the creatures got in. Some of the attacking creatures were once thought to be docile. Others were species nobody has seen before. It was like something had driven them to assault the colony. At least nobody was killed this time. That's concerning. Childhood is fleeting. The game will end once you reach age 20. You should focus on a few skills to improve and friends to spend time with. Use the skills and friends buttons on the top left of the screen to keep track of them. Good luck. Alright, I guess this is a summary. We are now age 11. Not a lot to do. A sturdy mush log. Let's shovel some dirt. It is not always shoveling. You sometimes get to control a huge robotic vehicle that has been fitted to a plow. With the robo plow, it's massive and intimidating and can easily grind through rocks or even trees. But the colony only has one, so you have to be very careful when you give it instruction. You're tasked to give it a bunch of rocks. You're tasked with taking a bunch of rocks out of a field and giving the robo-plow to do it. Cal loads its software up on his Hello Palm, and there is a lot going on there. All these digital gauges and a long list of possible subroutines with a parameter to enter. Sage? He says nervously, poking at the interface. Do you want to try doing this? Got muscles or machine? Seems like our muscles are gonna give me more an advantage. Boop. These are muscles. The two of you decide you can just dig the rocks out yourselves with some shovels and backup hand plow. Cal is relieved. This he understands. Your mom thinks you're nuts, but hey, you get the job done eventually. Yes, give me my toughness. As you get older, challenges can have conditions. The challenges suit social, mental, or physical determines what conditions can appear when decks work best. And which decks work best. Try to collect social yellow cards if you want to win battles or social skills. Okay. Barely got 11. So much has happened in the last month since the monster attack during Glow. The idea of this planet as a peaceful utopia has been shattered. The security squads are training new members and keeping close on watch on the gates now. They're reinforcing the walls and even installing new robotic turrets. In class, you have drills on what to do if the colony is attacked again. In all excitement, you forgot today was your birthday. Your parents haven't forgotten. They wake you up early with an enthusiastic shout of surprise. A Ventrunan year is only a little longer than a year on Earth, so you've taken up its calendar for birthdays. Yours is the second month of quiet. Spark snow drifts slowly past your porthole window as you snuggle with your dad. Your mom climbs up too and sits on the edge of your bed. Whoa, what the hell? Your dad pulls a bowl of fruit from behind his back with a flourish. Like a magic trick. At least you think it's fruit. What are those? Bobber fruit, your dad grins. The foragers have been picking these just outside the walls. They might look funny, but they're tasty. Try one. You take a cautious bite. The pulp is soft and tastes a bit like a lemon, only more blue. I bet you can't wait to join the surveyors out there. Your dad says wistfully. Who knows what they'll find? Sage is not allowed outside the gates, your mom interrupts, her voice sharp. It's too dangerous for kids. Well, I know, but eventually, your dad says, but your mom cuts him off again. But not now, your mom replies. Not since the attack. Not with everything we know is out there. Excuse me, give me a second, chat. Okay. The attack was scary. What's this? Loyalty. Your dad hugs you close. Oh, don't worry, Tomato Head, he says warmly. We'll keep you safe. Your mom reaches over and pats your leg awkwardly. I know it's scary, but if you do as you're told during the emergency drills, you'll be okay. Nothing's going to hurt you kids while we're around. You'd like to believe them, but you've seen the colony fall in your dreams. How long will it be until those visions become real? Even still, your mom says, it's clear that everyone should know how to defend themselves when it happens again. You have unlocked defense training. Mom gives you a stern look. I've heard stories of kids sneaking out the walls, she says grimly. If I catch you doing that, I'm gonna put a chip in your ear. You laugh. What a joke. Your mom doesn't laugh. Me never. Yeah, you better never, your mom retorts, crossing her arms. What? I would never. Hi. You're looking a little worn out, my little firefly. Your dad greets you looking concerned. You know, despite what your mom says, there is such thing as too much work. Maybe R&R over there in the lounge would help recharge those solar cells. What do you say? Just give me a hug. Your dad throws his arms wide. Well, get in here, Tiger Butter. After a long hug, you do feel a little better. Your dad is incredible at hugs. Yay! We do need some relaxation time. If it'll let me, I'll do something in here one more time. Shovel dirt. You're pulling weeds from the garden beds when you see Cal scurrying past you, moving with purpose. He doesn't even stop to say hello before he disappears into the barn. Follow him. You slip into the barn behind Cal. He's so absorbed in whatever's in that broken storage box that he doesn't hear you. You can do it, he whispers. Come on, go, go, go. You creep forward, but the barn door creaks closed behind you. And Cal jumps. Sage, he says, moving between you and the box. What do you need? What's in the box? Cal clenches his fists. Nothing. It's nothing. Whatever Cal is going to say next is interrupted by a chirping noise from the box. Cal gasps and whirls around, and you both rush forward to look. Inside the box is a pink caterpillar-like creature about the length of your arm, blinking up at you with multifaceted eyes. Its mouth parts waves at you and makes a clicking, chirping noise. It's hatched, Cal said. Hey, little baby, welcome to the world. What is it? Dunno, Cal says. I looked it up on Surveyor archives, but nobody found anything like it before. It's true, you have no idea what this creature is. You knew about this thing? Yeah, it showed up in one of the first shipments of mushwood, he says, rubbing his little nose. Just curled up in a little cocoon. It looked like a dried up leaf, but warm. I didn't want to just throw it away in case whatever was inside was still living. And no one was using this bust up storage box, so... Oh, it's cute! Cal puts the snail creature on his shoulder. What are you, little buddy? Cal asks. You look like a big old caterpillar, but cuter. The creature yawned, showing off circular rows of tiny teeth. It nestled against Cal's neck as he scratches its underchin. Maybe we can call you Dillypillar? He touches one of its 6 white caped feet. Sucks. Sucks to Dillypillar. Hope nobody found out. Same here, Cal says. Do you remember Miss Manners, the mouse we found on Stratospheric? The grown-ups wouldn't let us keep her. He frowns. I wonder what'll happen to her in engineering. Maybe Tan knows. What happened to her in engineering? I have to hide her, Cal says, looking around. Think she'll be okay if I keep her in the broken storage box? He places socks gently into the box and closes the lid. Go back to sleep, little buggy luggy, he croons. Sleep tight. We got a little pet caterpillar. I am. Lots of zeros. Alright, it's time to get some rest. Next month. Let's go get some rest. Into here we go. Relax time. You look around the lounge. Some friends are here. Who do you want to hang out with? Let's hang out with Tangent. Tangent is quietly reading her holopalm. You plop down beside her and ask her what she's reading. Multicellular biology, she says, frowning at the interruption. If you insist on sitting near me, you could at least do it quietly. No problem. You open your holopalm and find a textbook of old Earth poetry to read. It's never a bad idea to do a little independent study. Though she's a little prickly, you can tell Tang appreciates the company. I am sensing a tsundere. This is terrifying looking. I guess we're forgetting our first steps. Early pollen. This is the season we came here in, isn't it? What is this? Fair-minded. No stress and no worries. Okay. I want to keep working on my toughness. Shovel dirt. Your mom loves to give long biology lectures while the two of you move dirt. We're lucky that the ventrinal soil more or less resembles Earth already, she explains. It has a few harmless salts or heavy metals that would be poisonous to people like many plants in the solar system. The most live on Vitruma is carbon-based, just like on Earth, and the atmosphere contains about the same breathable mix of nitrogen and oxygen, which is why we chose it. She frowns and leans on her shovel, but the soil is more acidic, more dense, and contains less calcium and nitrogen. Not quite right. Tell me more. Oh god. Your mom smiles while she works. Well, you know, we're mostly made of carbon and we mostly breathe oxygen, but nitrogen, usually in the form of ammonia or nitrate, is another basic building block of our cells. It's in our DNA, RNA, and amino acids. She gestures at the sky. Vitruminal, vitruminal plants can absorb nitrogen from the air, but earth plants and humans can't. It needs to be fixed into the soil. That's what's usually done with bacteria called diazotrophs, which take atmospheric nitrogen and turn into ammonia, which earth plants can absorb through their roots. The soil on Vitrumna has plenty of phosphorus and potassium, but less nitrogen. We don't know why. Where are the diazotrophs? Diazotrophs. Why isn't nitrogen left behind by decaying plants? Is it like on Earth? Like, is it on Earth? Like it is on Earth. Ah. If you keep studying, maybe you can figure it out someday. This is fascinating. Yes, give me all the brain power. Your mom hums. Matrimonial soil also has a high acidity, she explains. Its pH is around 3 or 4, making plant roots less effective. Or affectant at absorbing nutrients. For example, corn and rice need a pH of 6. Ooh. Even acid-tolerant blueberries need a pH of at least 4.5. We went through a lot of calcium carbonate when we were setting up the gardens, mostly from limestones. Limestones on Earth is made of coral or shellfish, but we haven't found any here yet. She wipes her eyebrow. We have to use calcium oxide? Oxide? I think that's oxide. Calcium oxide from wood ash. It helps bring the pH level up a little, making the soil more alkaline. Your mom says, did I ever tell you everything we lost during the wormhole accident? I didn't want you to worry, but in addition to a lot of our food supply, we also lost one very important geophonic cache? Keshi? Our compost. You look around, big deal. Truma is covered with dirt. Our compost housed precious diotrophs and other bacteria, those tiny organisms that break down plant matter and pull nitrogen from the air into nutrients Earth plants can absorb. They don't exist here on Vitrumna. Only a small amount of Earth soil survived. She sighed. Now we need to help those bacteria multiply and spread, converting all this useless red vitruminal dirt into dark, nitrogen-rich soil that Earth plants like to grow in. So that's what we're doing now. Wow! Big brain! Uh... 0, 1... Hmm... We need 14. Uh... Hmm... There we go. Luckily we had all those good cards. Got a lot of biology out of that. And toughness. Wow. Hello. You meet your dad, adjusting a watering bot in your mom's flowering garden. He's having a sneezing fit, his eyes runny and in red. Blech. You're alarmed, you never seen him look sick before. People were hardly ever ill on the stratospheric, except sometimes when the zero-G rooms made them queasy. Not to worry, my little beanstalk, he says nasally. I'll be fine, it's just pollen is making my head a little stuffy. He wipes his nose with a handkerchief and looks around everywhere you turn. Oh wait, looks around. Everywhere you turn, this air is soupy and tinged with pink from all the floating pollen. On Earth, your dad tells you, we used to call this hay fever. Even though it had nothing to do with hay, your mom cuts in carrying a large bouquet of flowers. The native flowers seem to be full bloom this time of year. She buries her nose deep in them, and they smell fantastic. Your dad smiles kindly and agrees that they are sure beautiful, then he blows his note loudly. Sniff. They do smell good, and they look harmless. Your dad's eyes look so sad, but maybe that's just the allergies. Hey Sage, I know the last few weeks have been very hard for you. This might be a good time to relax and stick around in the quarters wing. Relax in the quarters wing? Why? I can do deliveries. Oh my goodness. I'll do deliveries. I can carry a lot. Strong for your age, maybe. Lucky for you, you're the only applicant this week. Yay! We can do jobs now. Deliver stuff. Zeke sends you all around the colony delivering supplies. During your first week, it's mostly small things you can carry by hand or push on a little cart. Stuff like tools and electronics are my high priority, which means you have to move fast. It's fun getting to yell at important delivery coming through. It's fun getting to yell important delivery coming through, and people actually getting out the way. That's silly. Alright. You're finishing breakfast in the common area when Marzipan struts in. Look at you eating cereal, she says, turning her nose up, looking at you. I bet you don't even know what today is. Your birthday? No, you dummy, she exclaims, swatting your shoulder. My birthday is in the first month of wet season. You better remember that. Oh. Today, she announces to the room, is St. Valentine's Day. Deez and Cal wander over to hear more. Back on Earth, she explains, it was a day when everyone had to give their best friend a gift, especially sweets. And then you put the sweets under your pillow, and it makes you dream about who you're gonna marry. And there are decorations of hearts and arrows and pigs. That doesn't sound right. Cal laughs. Pigs? We don't have pigs here. We don't even have pigs here. Before Mars can answer, Dee snorts. This is dumb. Marzipan just made it up to get free candy. He rolls his eyes and walks away. As he leaves, Mars shouts at his back. Well, nobody was gonna pick you anyway. You stink. Valentine's Day sounds fun. Cal nods, clapping his hands excitedly. I'm gonna tell all the other kids about it, Mars says. So you go around and find your best friend and give them a gift. She points her finger at you. Make sure you do it by the end of the day or it doesn't count. And if too many people want to be my best friend, she adds, I'll hold tryouts for the position. It's only fair. She tosses her hair over her shoulder and laughs. I get to give my friend a present? Well, I don't know what present to get. Can I get a present anywhere? Where can I get a present at? is standing on top of a bluff, carefully pouring a bucket of water down the dirt on one side. He's covered in mud. Hey, check this out. Hey, check out my mudslide, he explains as he grabs a piece of sheet metal and slides down a dirt pile like he's riding a surfboard. Mud goes everywhere. He jogs back up and hands you the sheet of metal. You try now. Okay. Okay. You make it down without bailing, but get mud splatter all over your legs. It is pretty fun though, like a hoverboard, but crunchier. I want to be best friends with you, Cal. Can we be besties? He replies, scuffing his toes at the dirt. Dirt? Oh my god. Scuffing his toes in the dirt. I guess so. I lost my old best friend, so yeah, okay. Wanna try the mudslide again? Yeah, that sounds about like a kid interaction, to be honest. You spend another hour on the mudslide until you are both thoroughly covered from head to toe. You couldn't be happier. Wow, we're friends now. We're besties. Well, I thought we were best friends. But I guess now I'm officially best friend. Which is a little sad, but meh. Mars is in a huff. Ah, because you didn't pick her for Valentine's Day? Seems like nobody picked her. She crosses her arms and scowls at you. You just felt sorry for Cal, didn't you? Look, we all miss Tammy, okay? Whatever. Mars mutters, tossing her hair. I'm just too mature for kids my age. Older kids get me, even if you don't. Whoops. I do still want to get... Let's continue with our toughness. Shoulder it. You're helping your mom repair the garden fence when you see Cal slip away into the barn, carrying a blanket. You excuse yourself and follow him. Does he still have that weird pet bug? He does, in fact. Still have that weird pet bug. Cal looks up at you and smiles, cradling Socks in his arms, and rocking her back and forth. The little nubs on her butt seem like they're getting longer. She must be growing. I made her a little bed in that trunk over there, he says. She mostly just likes to be curled up in the dark. She sleeps a lot. Socks chirps and Cal sits on the floor, letting her curl up in his lap. It's like a cat. I've been coming here every morning and staying late every day so she could play in the sun. He explains that's when she's most active, but her favorite thing is laying in my lap for belly rubs. He tickles her soft tummy. Isn't that right, Socks? Who's a good dilly pillar? You are. You are. Socks trills in delight. Do you want to feed her? Cal asks. I collect a bunch of leaves for her. Here, take one. You kneel down beside them and take one of the leaves. Socks chartles back from Cal into your lap. Cupped hands, and gingerly holds the leaves between her two front paws. She's like a tiny dinosaur caterpillar. Much, much, much. Ouch! Sock nips at your finger. Her teeth are really, really sharp. Play it cool. You pretend like it doesn't hurt, but it super does. You can barely keep yourself from crying as Socks munches happily on the rest of the leaf. When she's done, Cal puts her gently back in the box and then notices your hand and gasp. Sage, you're hurt. Cal looks over at your finger, which is bleeding sluggishly from the shallow puncture wounds. I learned first aid from my mom, he says. Let's wrap it up and tell people you banged down the door, okay? He bites his lip. If people think she's dangerous, they'll take her away. She's not dangerous. It was just an accident. Oh, got a new card. Cal brushes his hand over the loose dirt and straw of the barn floor. My mom says aliens here are dangerous, he mutters. I asked, like, Indira if I found an alien I could keep as a pet, but she says I can't even if it's a nice alien. 'Cause of diseases and stuff. He sighs. Socks isn't sick, he insists. And she doesn't mean to hurt anybody. The other animals probably don't either. Okay. Actually, I lied. Or maybe I didn't lie. Oh, Either way, I get 12. Hold on. All it does is turn red. Okay, whatever. It's fine. I win anyway. Alright. Toughness is getting higher up. We got a new perk! +1 to physical cards. Red cards get +1 in physical challenges. How neat. Let's go back to learning about biology. I think I should be taking classes, but... Let's take a class. We get 2 reasoning in this one. Nah. This week in biology class, you're learning about predators and prey. Professor Hall brings up a picture of a hopeye on the holo projector and asks, who could tell me what special thing hopeyes do when they see a predator? Tang hand shoots up. They hop away very quickly. That's why we call it hopeye. Hal nods. That's true, but not what I was getting at. Tang stammers, looking upset. She can't believe she got something wrong. Hal scans the class again. Anyone else? Sage? Do they thump their feet? They fly away? Gut feeling. Sure, let's try it. Do they thump their feet? You go with your gut and make a guess based on what you know about the behavior of communal animals. That's right, Hal smiles. Sage sounds like he might have met one before. Tang gives you a appeasing look. Maybe she didn't expect this from you. You know, I didn't expect to get that right either. Thanks, Cal. R becomes a 2. Hmm. Good thing that we've been picking up these logs and stuff, or I wouldn't have made it add to these things. It's time once more for Virtumnala. Virtumnalia? The mood of the colony has been muted this year ever since the attack during Glow. Though everything is still cheerfully decorated, and the feast table is still heavy with food, mostly soy rations. This Virtumnalia feels different in a way you can't describe. The colonists gather in the square for Governor Edok's speech. What a year Vitruma has given us. The governor begins in her weedy voice. I stand before you, so proud of everything the colony has accomplished in such a short time. I have always hoped that we would bring us the best facets of humanity, cooperation, resilience, and creativity, and the events of this year have given me no reason to doubt my convictions. These creatures were unexpected, but I urge everyone to consider what it means for life here. If Vitronuma can give sustained megafauna, that means conditions are good for us as well. Our friends in geophonics are already working on the logistics of domesticating the wildlife. Your dad, it's the second cultivator, stands and gives a sheepish wave in the crowd. There is a smattering of applause. Mars elbows you. Hey, she whispers, did you hear? My dad said Itakok's gonna announce the depot open in the public. You shoot her a questioning look. She rolls her eyes. You know, shopping, somewhere to spend all the kudos we've been saving up. It's gonna be candy and toys and makeup and nice smelling soap. Not boring kind in the communal showers. You know the concept of shopping. They do it in the hollow bits from Earth. Especially the ones Mars likes. But you never actually done it. The colony provides everything you need, but it would be nice to buy yourself a treat. My dad gives me an allowance, Mars says, shooting you with a look of pity. Too bad your parents don't make you work for yours. You are Mars. Oh wait, too bad your parents make you work for yours. You and Mars tune back into the species as Edicott has predicted. Announces the opening of the general store at the depot. Mars gives you a knowing look as she claps. Edicott gestures for the council members to stand. Finally, the council remains unchanged from last year. We are, as always, proud to serve you in the colony as your government. The music starts up as the Governor Edicott finishes. Thank you all for your hard work and your perseverance this year, she says over the ruckus. Together we build the future. The crowd disperses and sets up for an annual Virtual Games. Okay, it's game time. Let's do science fair again. Let's try our best. I'm not gonna get it still, but you know. Oh, that one's locked. Okay. I don't have a lot of blue cards. Next round. Ugh. Definitely didn't make it this year. Oh, I'm surprised that worked. I got 24. I was close. In secret, you've been working on a social experiment on delayed gratification. You've been sneakily studying the adults, taking notes on their snacking habits and their mood. You didn't really come to any conclusion about it, but you present some gossip you learned. You saw Antecedent pick out the biggest, juiciest hydrophonic strawberry from a delivery, and she ate it herself without sharing. The judges are appalled by the ethical implications of studying people without their consent, and you're disqualified. Damn. After the festivities are over, everyone takes time for a very much needed break. Mars organizes a water fight and takes over the whole colony, even the adults. It brightens everyone's spirits in the thick of the heat dust. We unlock the walls of Garrison. What the hell does that do? That over here? What happens if I say I'm tough enough? Okay. Oh, D's. He's hiding behind some bushes. That's so typical. He puts a finger to his lips and motions you to follow him. Sure, why not? He leads you silently along the walls towards the garrison. He then crouches down in the bushes between the sports ball field and the security pavilion to fiddle with something. Suddenly he's gone. What? You check to make sure nobody else noticed, then scuttle over where you last saw him, behind some power flower bushes. There's a drainage pipe in the wall big enough to crawl through. The heavy gate keeps animals out, but loose. You can slide aside to get through. You could sneak out. If the adults won't let you visit the Valley of Vetrigo or the Subaquacious Swamps, or other cool places surveyors get to go, well, you can sneak through here. Interesting. Let's do some research. The colony uses some recycled spaceship parts to build some new structures, but most new construction is made of mushwood, a fugal lumber harvested from the mushrooms that tower over the forest in wet season. It's strong, tall, and versatile, like bamboo was back on Earth. But the downside of harvesting fungus in wet is that the logs need to be dried out for almost 2 months before they can be used in construction. Maybe if you study the mushwood, you can figure out a way to shorten the drying time. Can't do that option yet. Kudos. Alrighty. You know, a lot of biology, and by working with Ardetto. Ooh, training. Oh wow, that's a huge card. On your way to the sports ball pitch, and to be shared the story about her brother Com. Once she spiked the ball so hard that he broke Utopia's nose. Back when she used to play sports ball too. She described it in gory detail. Don't go easy on me, she exclaims. That's why we have med beds, right? Thus I might get a cool scar. She thumbs a blue scaled scar on her jaw, right under her ear. I got a cool card. That's nice. Nice, nice, nice. Wait. Go back. There's a log again. Yes, I shall take. Alright, let's go shovel dirt. Your mom sticks a shovel in the ground. Bugs, bacteria, fungi, disease. Your mom waves her arm at the distant jungle. And who knows what else could be out there just waiting to infect our farms. You think your mom is strong, like physically, but sometimes she can be kind of a wimp. They're just bugs. It's just there. Okay. There you go. Anyway, I should probably check out that shop, huh? Let's go see what they have at the shop over here. Let's visit the depot. Persuasion bonus. 100. Buy this one. Alright. Those things cost way more than I thought they would. Oops, my bad. Gimme. I'm just looking around for stuff. Oh goodness, my cat's wanting to come along. Hey. I thought that was someone knocking on my door. Yes, kitties. What you want, Sammy? What are you doing? Little goober. You catch Cal at the gate of the gardens. He's carrying a big bucket of rocks. Hi, Sage, he exclaims. Oh, I'm supposed to tell you there's a new park near the geoponics now, he says. We can run all we want, and nobody can say we're trampling the fields. You should come play there sometimes. Ooh, a new relaxing spot. Let's keep shoveling dirt. Ooh. This month your mom has you and Cal digging out rice paddies. You put on mud waters so that they're too big for you. That are way too big for you, and you stumble into the soggy muck. Cal starts nerding out about mud as he does. The ground is so soggy because the lower gravity means the water takes longer to seep down. He explains pulling a big clod of mud out the ground and slapping it into the hover lift. At least that's when it's rainy, you don't have to use wheelbarrows. Everything is so swampy and warm on Ventruna. Bleh. Not like the dry, recycled air of the stratospheric. The wet ground makes the roots from our earth plants a lot easier, so we need a ton of mush tree mulch, or this kind of puffy lava rock kind of thing. He stops and rubs his face, smearing mud across his cheek. Maybe we could do that next. I like smashing up into tiny bits with a hammer. It'd be nice to be outside with Cal. Yay! The tropical rain is never too cold, and Cal is great. It's a great company. Just think about all the cool stuff that is out there, Cal exclaims. Who else gets to shape the planet and provide food for the colony? No one, that's who. This job is the best. He keeps digging and nattering about cool bugs he finds in the mud. Ooh, cute! You goof off a little and have fun. Your antics eventually lead to you sleeping, and suddenly you're up to your armpits in the mud, and laughing as it oozes down your oversized waters. Okay, okay. Excuse me. You got 25. There's a defense place now. Where is that? That over here? Let's do some defense training. You attend your first session of the Security Chief Red's self-defense class. It's a small class, mostly security officers and other adults. You and an enemy are the only kids. She gives you a wink and a cheesy thumbs up as you listen to Red rant about how everyone in the colony needs to learn self-defense. Oh! You could also be walking along thinking you're safe within the walls, and a flying animal could swoop out of the sky. Then what would you do? Brett chops the air with his hand. I'll tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna chop the beast right in the throat. Here. He points at the assembled class, but only if you learn what I'm about to teach you. And the only way to learn is by doing. He wants to volunteer. Sure. That one bravery. The security chief doesn't scare you, or so you pretend. Rhett is a big adult, you know, and he's so intense. You step forward and Rhett nods as he crouches down. Okay, I'm a manticore stalking you to the forest. What do? I kick it in the face. I run away. I run away! There's a smatter of laughter among the other students, but you have to live your truth. You see a manticore, you're out. Rhett doesn't laugh. That's correct, he says proudly. Only engage with the enemy when there's no other alternative. No one walks away from a fight without getting hurt. So the first rule of self-defense is not to put yourself in a situation where you need to fight. Once you learn situational awareness, we'll move on to hand-to-hand defense. Drawing a variety of martial arts. Only when I'm confident that you're ready, we'll advance to weapons. There aren't that many weapons in the colony, mostly stun gloves and batons, and a few pasperials? Yui. You hope you don't have to use them, but it'll be good to know how. Okay. Oh, we get animals from this. Interesting. Let's do some classes before we get in trouble. We're gonna study our life sciences. You're bringing supplies to the med bay when you see something unusual. Tangent curled up on a bench, her head pillowed on a rolled-up lab coat. She's fast asleep. You stop and stare. You never see Tang sleeping. She's always so busy. You're surprised she has time to nap. You turn to leave her in peace when you bump into an enemy. Whoa, she says. She's hardly ever sleeps. It's like a couple of hours a night. Is she sick or something? You look back at Tangent, snoozing peacefully. Learn Tangent. Augment. I'm so jealous of her genetic enhancement. An enemy says, rubbing at one of her scales sprouting on her jawline. She hardly needs to sleep at all. She just probably stays up all night studying this morning's history test. Shh, let her sleep. Tang's hollow palm beeps a soft alarm. She sits up and stretches, looking totally refreshed and alert. She sees you watching her and looks annoyed. Just a power nap, she says. No reason to gawk. There's a commotion in the square. An expedition vehicle has driven through the gates and is idling in the middle of the square, an unusual sight. People come down from command to investigate. Utopia, oh. Utopia, a young surveyor who loves speeding across the planet on her glider. Ooh. Utopia gets out of the vehicle and trudges over Etiquette. After a brief conversation, you see Etiquette gesture for people to unload the vehicle and clear the area. You stay out of the way to see what they're unloading. It's a body. She's Surveyor Tonin's body. Oh no! Who's Tonin again? Is that the pink hair guy? Someone quickly covers him with a sheet, but not before the image of his torn, open body is seared into your memory. Ugh, just dramatic. However he died, it was violent and bloody. You feel your stomach cramp. So where do we see our relationship stuff? Here. Oh yeah, it was him. Do you know Fauna? Oh man, that's kinda sad. What happened? Dees asked, coming over to crouch around the corner with you. You share that Uncle Tonin is dead. He stares at the sheet-covered body intensely as if he could see through it. Did they say how? I'm sure they'll tell us later. He frowns. No, they won't. They'll just tell us something happened, the same way a bunch of animals just happened to attack the colony. Hello, Pug. How you doing? Hope you're having a good time, Zone. They don't want us to know about the monsters and other worse stuff. They want us to think everything is fine, but it's not. This planet isn't as nice as they say it is. He shakes his head. They hate that they can control us. You and Dees watch the adults carry Uncle Tonin's body away. From the way he's practically vibrating, you could tell Dees wants to ask more questions about what happened. After a few awkward minutes, he sneaks away without saying anything, probably to try to take a look at the body. I have to work today. Oh man. I hope you stay safe while you're working. Be careful. And also stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. At least Tammy isn't around to see this, you think? At least they're together now. Wherever people go when they die. Always. Good job, good job. You watch Utopia bend over to get a hug from Edicott, wiping her tears as she finally cries. Edicott has never been the most comforting presence in your life, but it seems to help. Utopia will probably be the next chief surveyor. At 24, she'll be the youngest council member. She was only a toddler when the Stratosphere left Earth. Apparently her sharp eye and hoverbike flying skills are the best in expeditions. Glow season! So pretty! We definitely need to do some relaxing. Let's go play at the park. You and Cal walk through the park, a special place set aside for growing ornamental plants from Earth. It was grown from a precious seed bank preserved for over 20 years aboard the Stratospheric, before your mother started planting them here on Bertuma. Excuse me. Bleh. Almost nothing here is grown for food, though many of them are technically edible. It's so green here, Cal says, stopping to smell a bush of fit-sized red flowers with velvety petals. Wow, they smell so sweet. It's so peaceful. Cal breathes deep, a funny smile on his face. It really is. This is one of my favorite places in the whole colony. You can really feel love in every plant. One pretty white flower in particular is flourishing here. The Astrantia. Your mother's favorite. It seems to be growing faster than even native plants do. Covering the paths and bluffs with tiny white stars, you practically have to push clumps of it aside in some places just to make sure you don't crush any. Good thing it's so beautiful. Oh, why has it gotta be these two? No, I want to keep those ones. It's been a quiet glow, but the grim, surreal darkness of the season reminds you of last year's violence. As the month wears on, you overhear arguments at the diner? No, diner is one end. Dinner. Adults worrying that an attack is still coming, and others who think the first one was a fluke. Surveyors mentioned seeing new tracks in the forest, but they're shushed so people don't panic. The gates are closed. You drill emergency procedures, filling silently from the classroom to the creche to hide under tables, waiting for science to call the all clear. You drill and prepare and worry, but nothing happens. Then, as the glow is starting to wane, the toxic purple spill of the wormhole fading as the suns almost rise past the horizon again, the sirens start. You're reading a hollow novel in bed when you hear them, followed by the stomp of boots down the hallway outside your quarters. An alert flashes on your hollow palm. Shelter in the creche. This is not a drill. You get another message from your dad. Me and Mom are going to stay in the greenhouses. We're safe. Just follow Auntie Anna to the creche and wait for us, okay? Don't worry, we're way more prepared than we were last time. Love you, dear, Say. I don't have bravery. I guess we're going to the creche. You head for the children's creche. Even just the emergency lights on your feet can never forget the way. When you get there, you spot Tangent and Deez huddled together on the beanbag chairs. Deez is stone-faced as usual, and he's holding Tangent in his arms. You can't remember the last time you saw them this close. Tang must be really scared. You take a seat on the beanbag chair and wait. Other children... Wait, hold on. Can I see... I want to see their age difference. I thought he was the youngest, right? He's 11. She... Oh, they're the same age. They're twins. I didn't know that. I thought I thought Deez was younger. Good to know. You take a seat on the beanbag chair and wait. Other children filter into the room after you. An enemy, her little brothers. You get... You don't see him, so Cal must be sheltering with your parents in the greenhouses. You hope they're okay. Let's talk to them. It's so dumb they won't let us outside, Deez grumbles. We live here too. We deserve to know what's going on. They're treating us like little kids. I'm not even scared. You're literally 11. You search his face for signs. He's lying to sound cool, but his bad mood is sincere. Tangent smacks his arm. Don't be ridiculous, she snaps. There's dangerous animals out there. Deez just shrugs. Nothing scares him. You don't hear much from outside. After a while, the siren sounds all clear, and you all file back to your quarters. Your mom and dad join you right away and give you a big hug, and thank you for following their instructions. Excuse me. When things have calmed down, you overhear your parents talking. I'm not going to be the first to congratulate Rhett, but all of his defensive improvements were exactly what we needed, your mom grumbles. Ugh, he's gonna be insufferable at the next council meeting. Who's Rhett again? Oh, this guy. Okay. He's 52. Your dad pats her head. Credit where credit's due. Lulu Bell? He says. She smells despite herself. It could have been worse. Your mom nods and they both sit in silence before your dad speaks again. Poor Hal, he sighs. What a way to go. Professor Hal? Oh no! Our professor's dead. Your parents startled. Hey, Pumpkinhead, your dad says. Yeah, they're gonna announce it in a few hours. After everyone had a chance to calm down, he didn't make it. Oh no, our teacher died. Who's gonna teach the classes now? Your parents exchange looks. Don't worry about that, your mom replies. Classes will be cancelled while they decontaminate engineering, and we'll see what happens after that. You don't know why the question popped into your head, but you immediately feel weird and guilty for asking. Hey, I need to know. You curl up quietly to think. It feels like there's been some mistake. Your teacher can't just die, he's your teacher. You try to imagine life without Professor Hal, but you just can't. It's a lot of people dying. Not good. Not a good amount of cards. Good. We're 12 now. Oh, hi. You're now here. You step cautiously through the colony gates. Chief Surveyor Utopia stops you with a hand on your forehead. Whoa there, scamp. They'd kill me if I let you out the colony. Sorry, kiddo, you'll have to wait till you're old enough. I know it's hard. Okay. She's cool. What are you up to? Ooh, we can give him a fun nature fact. The sound of hammering rings through the garden, and you find Cal helping your mom to build a row of raised garden beds. Turns out some of the earth plants don't grow so great here, so we're gonna see if this helps. He says, taking a break to rub his face. Your mom stifles a laugh at the smeared dirt it leaves across his cheek. Your mom says we gotta worry about the nitrogen level soon, he continues. But that hopefully we'll be eating just plants that grow here before then. One here, a fun nature fact. Whoa, those things are cute. Oh, those are Hopeyes. Those are fun. You recently overheard the children learning how to count by studying Hopeyes. Hopeyes have 1 foot and 2 tail forks and 3 stomachs and 4 eyes. Oh my goodness. And if you see 5 of them together, that's lucky. Cal laughs, finishing the mnemonic with you. Wait, how do they find out Hopeyes have 3 stomachs? I don't want to know. Yay! Let's go learn some more defense class. Should probably end soon. Hi, Tangent. Tangent is storming around the quad front, engineering, checking notes on her holopalm, gesturing and grunting in frustration. Ugh, this is the worst. What's the matter? You can't possibly... She says, her voice cracking, seeming too upset to even explain it. Professor Hall, she tries again. Prof Hall, he was helping me with this physics chapter, and now he's... She throws her hand in the air. Virtual holopalm, screens flying everywhere. Can't understand this without him. It's impossible. She chokes out. Why did he have to die? Give her a hug. Oh, we can't help her study. We need a lot of engineering. She stifles and then lets you hold her. You can feel her shaking. You think she might be crying when she finally pulls away. Her eyes are dry. Thank you, Sage, she says. I know you're having a hard time with this as well. Nothing is easy on Vertuna. Vertuna. Yeah. When even the adults can't help protect themselves, it's obvious we're on our own out here. Too bad I'm not smart enough to help you. Good luck. Tang nods, going back to her notes. Thank you, she mumbles. I'm sorry I'm not big-brained. I didn't focus on engineering. I wanted to learn about plants. Where am I going? Oh yeah, I want to do defense classes. And then I'll probably end soon. Whoops. No. Only medium-brained, yes, I'm only medium-brained. Let's do some defense training. You run into Cal and an enemy on the hill behind the garrison. At a small construction site, they seem to be throwing logs. There are a bunch of them lying at the bottom of the hill. It's a caber toss. An enemy shouts to you, and then grunts with the effort of lifting a 6-meter-long mush tree pole. She throws it like a javelin down the hill and sprints after it. My best record, she shouts as she ties a piece of caution tape to the end of the pole. Your turn's next, Cal says, pointing to a neatly stacked pile of construction poles behind you. From the looks of the nearby construction, they're probably destined to be new lookout towers. Choose an average, a thicker one. Maybe I can watch instead, maybe we shouldn't. I'll choose an average one. Sage has made a fine pole selection, Cal narrates in a haughty voice. And has lifted it onto his shoulder. Next he'll approach the sprinting line and begin his run, tossing the caber before he reaches the throwing line. Toughness challenge! I don't know if I'm gonna make this. We'll find out. 2, 3, 3. Next round. I think we can do this. 1, 3, 5. Oops. What about we just stick to big numbers instead? We'll do 3. Why is it only 5 when it's right there? What if I put this here? It stays 5. What the hell? Okay. 6, 2, 2. Oh, 14. I'll take it. Victorious. Only with 1 star though, but you know, good enough. The pole sails down the hill past all other poles, coming to rest sticking out of the ground. Wow, you beat my distance, an enemy says when she jogs back up. Players can't beat each other in mushwood toss, Cal corrects her. They can only beat their own high scores. But you two get, no, 3 bonus points if it sticks out of the ground like that. You play for the rest of the afternoon, adding rolls and variations as you go. You don't stop until the entire stack of poles are in a jumble at the bottom of the hill and decorated festively with caution tape. It's a wonder you got away with this. Hey, I came here for defense training. We did get some combat out of it. You've been having weird dreams as usual. They seem to get worse and worse around Glow. You wake up from a dream that has tears drying on your face, though you can't remember why, just that you were terrified. Whatever it was, it felt real enough for you that moment. You just lie in bed, your eyes closed, trying to calm your breathing. You barely rub your eyes and... Surprise! Oh, it's your birthday. Your dad leaps into your bed and gives you a big cuddle. Happy birthday, little tomato head. 12 years old. Wow, can you believe it? No, your mom answers for you as she laughs, her hands in your presence. It was just yesterday antecedent was showing me how to change your diaper. Because it's your birthday, your parents have brought in food from the creatine, so you can all eat together on your bed. As you stuff your face with savory tofu chunks, you open your presents. Which one is your favorite? Exotic flowers from your mama. A stuffed xenofauna from your dad. Oh, that's cute. Or a photo fort from your best friend. What? What is that? Is it like a machine thing? Anyways, let's say the thing my dad gave me. I taught the nano printer the pattern based off pictures from expeditions. Your dad says, watching you play with it. They call it a Spectaraptor. Spectaraptor. He continues. See, it looks like it's wearing glasses on top of its 5 eyes. They say they say that because its lenses are outside of its eyeballs. Isn't that wild? Nothing like that on Earth. It looks so cute and fuzzy. As your dad clears away the wrapping paper and the dishes from breakfast, your mom folds her hands on the table and gives you a serious look. Uh-oh. So, she says, we've been here 2 years now. I know your dad and I have always said you're in charge of your schedule, but we're keeping an eye on you. A loving eye, your dad interjects, stuffing wrapping paper into a recycler pickup bin. A trusting, gentle eye. You made it pretty easy, honestly, your mom laughs, patting your head. Most of the time you're hanging out with us in geoponics. You're a hard worker, she continues. Just make sure you're not burning yourself out. Hard work may seem fine when you're a kid, but if you want to get anywhere with it, you need some book smarts too. Your dad joined you again. Ew. So what do I want to be? A farmer, a teacher, a dad, like 10 kids? Oh my god. Captain of the sports ball team. A famous idol. Monster Hunter. I want to be a farmer. Your mom looks touched but says, we're actually called, agriculturalists, Sage. Your dad hums, I prefer cultivator myself. Your mom thwaps him in the back of her head. Thwaps him in the back of her head. Hand. With the back of her hand. I was so confused for a second. And he laughs. Well, technically, we're a combination of agronomist and pastoralist, I suppose. Too many words. Well, your mom starts to get up. I'm sure your friends all want to wish you a happy birthday. She stops and snaps her fingers. Oh, you might not have considered a career as a depot clerk, but Alan Burney mentioned their daughter Mars is working there. She needs some help. Now that people can freely order luxuries, it's pretty busy. Sure beats shoveling dirt, your dad laughs. If you don't take that job, you'll tell Mars I'll be right there. Your mom rolls her eyes and smiles. But I like shoveling dirt and learning with my dad. This doesn't give me any, what's it called, toughness, right? It gives me combat. And no toughness. This is bravery and toughness. Gives me animals. It's not bad to learn. Okay. Let's save right here. Because we've been streaming for 3 hours. And not gonna lie, I want a snack. Which wide one? There you go, that's our save name. Alright. We're gonna go to the main menu. Alright, that's where we're gonna end it here, guys. Thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget to hydrate. Eat if you haven't already. Rest if you can, but if not, try your best to take care of yourselves. It was fun. I want to play this game a lot. And also look forward to collabs and stuff. Like y'all might have seen earlier, I have a new friend to collab with. Their name is Chubbs. They're a friend of my friend Luna, and they have been very pleasant and fun to be around. And I'm excited to play more games with them and do more collabs. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. If I can find the end screen. There we go. Bye.